How the heck are we doing? It is damn good to see you, as always. We are just setting up real quick. Thank you for bearing with me for 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Shout out to Vanilla Ice Ice over here on Kick. Good morning. They must be new here. All right, we are live on the Kick. We are live on the Facebook. We are almost live on the TikTok. There we go. All right, we good. Oh, yeah. Good morning, legends. How you doing? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Damn good to see you as always. Big hugs. Firm handshakes all around. I hope we have all had a wonderful weekend. I missed you so much. What's up there, Johnny Ward? First in the chat over here on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Jeff Rotel. Patrick Freund, our family fisherman. Kyle Willard. We have both of the St. Lunatics in here this morning. Good to see you, gentlemen. I appreciate you, Jeff Rotel. Right back at you, good sir. I hope you had a wonderful weekend with the ladies. I missed you too, good buddy. Are you going to go to the National, Jeffro? I forget, right off the top of my head. Super Grover. Good morning, legend. As always, we will give everybody just a couple of seconds to file in. And hey, guess what? I got to give credit where credit is due. The very first person to ever use our Whatnot link. Shout out to Big Ernie Larson over here on Twitch.
This is the coolest thing I have ever seen.
I cannot thank you enough, Ernie, you big sweetie. Hell yeah, Jeffro, that's what I thought. My memory served me correctly. I am so excited to see you again, good buddy. Are you bringing just yourself, or are you bringing the family with you too, if I may ask? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is another terrific Tuesday right here in the front yard, and we have an action-packed morning ahead of us, let me tell you. We have a full break. 2024 Panini prospects out of our sealed case. And then, my friends, check this out. Shout out to Hermano Cesar Mendoza, who snagged our very first Tokyo edition 2025 Top Series 1. Super excited to bust into that one. Beautiful, Jeffro. Well, you'll be able to hang out with us up there, good buddy, so it will definitely not just be you. Kevin Ward, good morning, legend. How you doing, good buddy? All right, let's go live on the TikTok real quick. There we go. Good morning to you, legends, over here on Kick and YouTube and Facebook. It is wonderful to have you this morning. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. And if by some act of the universe you're not having a wonderful morning, I sincerely hope that I can take your mind off it for just a few minutes. Alrighty? Alrighty. Excellent. Folks, you know what we must do. We cannot get too ahead of ourselves. Excuse me. Hey, thank you so much, Kevin Ward. Big hugs and firm handshakes to you, my dude. Good morning, my TikTokers. It ain't easy being that crazy. Good morning, Brandon Creasy. J Boogie. The Wingnut. What's up, dudes? Top of the morning to you, gentlemen. Chito Vera. Buenos días, hermano. ¿Cómo está, señor? ¿Cómo fue su fin de semana? If I may pregunta. Good morning, Johnny Mesco. Just rocking a little Spanglish this morning, no big deal. A little casual Spanglish on a Tuesday morning. Aw, claro que sí, Chito. Gracias, señor. Mucho gusto. Okie dokie there, folkies. Let's bust into our very first spicy water in the morning. And then I think we need to get into our very first pack of juicy junkwax. And then we will refresh that shop and see where we're at. Because as always, you legends, you are more than welcome to head on over to junkwaxvintage.com, snag yourself down something to rip. I would be happy and humbled to rip it together this morning. Let's do it. That first sip of spicy water. Every morning. It just never gets old. Ever. Shout out to Spicy Water. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Spiros, good morning. And good morning to all of you over there on TikTok. Dario, Sacedo, Olivia, Mr. Jordan, CJ, What's up, dudes and dudettes? Aw, Jeff Roto. My man. Dropping that extremely helpful link down here in the chat on Twitch. Thank you so much, Jeff Ro. I appreciate you, moderator extraordinaire. Johnny Ward. I love it so much. Wonderful reference to start our Tuesday. I appreciate you, buddy. Uncle Smitty. Yay. Long time no talkie, good sir. Good morning. Buenos dias, legend. As always, everybody, we're going to give everybody just a couple of seconds to file in, and then we will get this show rolling. But let's get into that very first pack of juicy junk wax, and then we're going to get into this juicy box for hopefully Senor Mendoza. And then if you check this out, ladies and gentlemen, that is a beautiful thing, folks, because we have a full break. So we are definitely busting that bad boy this morning also. Ah! Timber! That is the one, my friends. We are looking for 6 autographs in that little bad boy. I'm Smiley. Thank you so much for beating that screen like it owes you back child support money. I appreciate you, my friend. Good morning. So that's the break this morning, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a third one up there also. So if you want to break a Tuesday morning record, and we do 2 breaks this morning, that is up to you. It is just $11 a spot, cheaper than lunch. If we fill that third box of this product this morning, we will bust both of them this morning. Threaten me with a good time. Mikey, good morning, you legend. It's Danny. Que paso, Senor Rendon? Good to see our Colorado cousin this morning, you sexy beast. Josh, thank you for beating that screen like it owes you back child support money. I appreciate you, Smiley. Top of the morning to you, my friend. Thank you for being here. And thank you to everybody for being here. It is magnificent to have you this morning. Of course, my friends, if you are new here this morning, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. My name is Dalen, also known as Junk Wax Vintage. You can find me here almost every single day, Tuesday through Saturday, evenings, 7 to 7:30 p.m., 8 a.m. in the mornings, Tuesday through Friday. So Tuesday through Friday mornings, Tuesday through Saturday nights, and sometimes even in the middle of the day for some lunch wax. That happens on Thursdays and Fridays. But today, my friends, I will be here this morning, and I will be here tonight. So you get a daily dose, twice, of that dose of positivity, with some sweet, sweet trading cards, and some camaraderie, and always just a few laughs. Typically at my expense, and I would have it no other way. So ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time on this terrific Tuesday morning, let's get into our very first pack of juicy junk wax. Shout out to Mr. Behrman Sr., who had donated some 1989 tops to the family. Let's see if we can't find a Randy Johnson rookie card. Maybe some Kevin Bass. Who knows? Good morning, legends. I see you over there on TikTok. Top of the morning to you, my friends. Okie dokie. First pack magic. Starting off a little promo. Got Jose Canseco co-starring my PC since I was 7. Eric, good morning, my man. So Griffey is actually not in this set. He is in 1989 Topps Traded. So he will not be in these packs. Good morning, Kilo Joe. That's right. Thank you, Mikey. I will own that, my friend. That is correct, Danny Rendon. Shout out to Bearman Senior. I know, Eric. I know it's a bummer. I know. But there's still some really cool cards in 89 Topps. Nonetheless. All right, we got old Randy Bacchus. A Randy. Ooh. Well, hello, Jose Canseco. If that card is not nostalgic to you, my friends, I don't know what is. This card brings me back instantly to my living room floor when I was about 10 years old. I used to sort all the All-Star cards into American League and National League, put them all in a binder. Oh, yeah. Love that one. Ooh. What's up, Mookie? Love finding some Mookie in the morning. Shout out to Pearl Jam. Mark Parent. Bob McClure. Ooh. How about another legend? Donnie Baseball. Don Mattingly, as Noah would say. Jeff Sellers for the Bo Sox. Shout out to my Boston brethren, Jack, Stretch, Armstrong. Ellsworth for the Bo Sox. Old Jeff Treadway. Take Robbie Thompson. Take my best friend Bo. Robbie Thompson. Shout out to Tim McGraw. Glenn always bragging. Just a little bit for the Brew Crew. Old JDG got gleated. Oh, Jerry Don Gleaton. And how about Baltimore's Most Wanted? And we are not talking about Uncle Moosey. Terry Kennedy. You know it, Jeffro. Good morning, Brian Smith. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, on this terrific Tuesday morning, my name is Tom Foley, and I'm a motivational speaker. I hear you've been using your scouting report for rolling doobies. You do that, you're going to end up living in a van down by the river. Shout out to Tom Foley. Nice first pack of the morning, my friends, if I do say so myself. Cheers, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Buenos dias, hermano. Cesar Mendoza, ¿cómo está, señor? Qué bueno verte, tú sabes, güey. Otro Tuesday, señor. ¿Estamos listos para un caja nuevo? I hope so. Danny Rendon, can you snag the Jose Canseco and Don Mattingly? Of course you can, good buddy. You're the first one and only one to ask, so I am happy to hook you up, my dude. Canseco and old Donnie Baseball. Got you covered there, Danny Rendon. Mi placer. Oh, that is a beautiful thing, Cesar Mendoza. Great to see you this morning, my brother. And I have already given you some shout-outs this morning, my friend, because you snagged our very first Tokyo edition. 2025 Top Series 1. I could not be more excited to bust into this box and see what we find, folks. Brand new product here in the shop. So, Danny Rendon, these are going in your pile, my man. Allow me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, my friends. I'll be right back. Excellent. Excuse me. All right, ladies and gentlemen. WWE 7800, good morning, my friend, over here on Twitch. He says, I opened a box of Topps Chrome WWE 2025, and the third pack I pulled an orange refractor Eric Rowan autograph redemption. Congratulations, buddy. That's awesome. Very cool. I love hearing positive stuff like that in the morning. Good morning, Jeff Behrman Sr. Your ears were burning this morning because I was talking about you, good sir. We were ripping into some 1989 Topps, courtesy of Mr. Bearman Sr. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have had our morning salutations. We busted into that spicy water, that nectar of life, and we ripped into our very first pack of juicy junkwax. So you know what we must do next. Let's refresh that shop for the very first time on this terrific Tuesday morning. As always, legends, it is wonderful to have you this morning. Poutine Petey, my poutine pal. Damn good to see one of our favorite Canadians this morning. Never underestimate the power of the Schultz. Good morning, Mr. Schultz. How are you, brother? Ah, WWE 7800. That is your very first redemption ever? That's awesome, buddy. Congratulations. And I appreciate you sharing that with the family this morning, good bud. Okie dokie, everybody. Let's refresh. How was your weekend, Poutine Petey? Mr. Oi, good morning. User 1838281837826543321. Good morning. I made up the last part of that. Okie dokie. I think we are current up there in the shop, ladies and gentlemen. So I think we're looking at solamente Cesar Mendoza, and then we have a full break to get into. Beautiful. So Cesar, vámonos. Primero caja de semana. First box of the week. Brandon, good morning over there on TikTok. I see you, buddy. Mr. Evers, damn good to see you this morning, you legend. All right, folks. For the very first time on this terrific Tuesday morning, you know what we must do. We shout grippeth, and we shalt rippeth. Let's go. Buena suerte, Caesar. So, folks, fun fact, these boxes are like little mini hobby boxes. There is 224 cards in these boxes. A lot of cards in these little bad boys. I love it, Petey. There you go, brother. Kevin Conlon, good morning, sir. Thank you, Jeffro, for the warm welcome to Kevin Conlon. All right, let's go. And by the way, folks, check that out. That is one of the chases in this set. Ohtani-san and Ichiro on the same card. Could you imagine? Folks, if I pulled that card, you might see a Faces of Death. You might see my head explode. Well, we used to watch this really cool guy, but then he pulled an Ohtani autograph and he died. We used to love that channel. Rest in peace to Junkwax Vintage. All right, we're taking those pack number 4s to the side. Twice. Buena suerte, Caesar. Let's do it. Oh, you know it, Brian Smith. We're going to do this in a few rounds, my friends. Good morning, my TikTokers. You are just in time to see us busting into our very first Tokyo Series box. All right, buena suerte, Caesar. Ooh, we start with a fun one. Eugenio Suarez. Your World Series MVP, Freddie Freeman. Peppewa. Abbott. Shout out to Mel Brooks. Andrew Abbott. That's right, Jeffro. Exactly right, Danny Rendon. Correctamundo, bro. Ooh, they're very nice. How about some Paul Skeens on the rookie cap? Connor Norby, O'Hearn, Larnach, Schneider, Anthony Volpe. Pink Shimmer. Volpe. Sleeving that one up for you, buddy. And our very first Tokyo Series insert. Would you just look at it? Oh, those are sick. Congratulations, Caesar. Felicidades, señor. Un poquito celoso. Buenos dias, Angelo. Señor Oshawada. Tapping in the morning. Good to see you this morning, good sir. Couple of sleevers there, folks. Give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. You know what I gotta do. All right. Moving on. Corey Seager. Shout out to Daniel Gates. And look what's coming next. How about our very first Ohtani-san? And folks, that is a Stars of the MLB Tokyo style with the cherry blossoms. Otra vez, poquito celoso, señor. Muy bonito tarjeta. That's a very good looking card. Ooh, he's got the juice. Tatis. Shout out to Randy Schmidt on the Stars of the MLB. Jose Ramirez, 1990 throwback. Ronel Blanco on the rainbow. The Cubbies on the team card. Looks like we have a whole bunch of backwards ones here. Reese Lightning, Whitcomb, Eloy, Willie Castro, Chris Bassett, Dansby, Stanton, and Harrison for the Gigantes on your future stars with the Jungle Cat, Josh Young. Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my family, I just want to let you know we have already hit 100 messages over here on Twitch this morning. Thank you. Good morning, Sage. Top of the morning to you, Angelo. Always great to see you this morning, you legend. Hideki Matsui on the Cherry Blossom. A beauty. Hold the Mayo. Shout out to Baltimore. Rookie Kobe Mayo. Jason Weddle, good morning. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, awesome. Some Topps news from 2004 A-Rod, and that is a Tokyo, Japan sighting. Very cool. From March 28th, 2004. Some more backwards fellas here. We have Acuna Matata, channeling his inner John Cena. Ba-ba-da-ba. The Bo Sox, Zach Neto, Hawken Alugo, Lars Nootbaar, Encarnacion, Christian, Encarnacion, Strand, Schwarbs, Maury Povich's nephew, Tariq Screwball Barrios, and Hawken Alugo, Jorge Soler for the Braves, nice hat, Alcantara, Kodai Senga on the Cherry Blossom. Nice one. And Shota Iminaga on the Stars of the MLB, last but not least. Heck of a first round there for you, Caesar. Damn, bro. These boxes are magnificent, by the way. Folks, if you would allow me just a moment, we got to sleeve up his Cherry Blossoms here real quick. The Senga, the Matsui, and the Otani-san. Might want to pre-grade that one, Caesar. That Cherry Blossom is looking sharp. Nice one, my man. There you go, Super Grover. Exactly right. Thank you. D Nice, good morning. Shout out to Jake Quellen. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sleeve up your Paul Skeens, too. Just cuz. All right. Nice first round. Let me snag myself a little sippy, and let's jump right back in. That's better. How we doing this morning, Mr. Hueto? Super Grover. Good morning, gentlemen. Johnny Ward. I love it. Thank you. Shane Kerrigan, top of the morning to you. Super Funk. Super Funk Randy. Good morning. All right. Ooh, let's do one more. Let's just kill the old. There we go. Excuse me. Oh, I know, Brian Smith. I'm with you, buddy. Scotty Too Hottie Kuniko. Good morning. And go team. All right, we got Trevor's brother, Mr. Brendan. I toss my keys to Lil C's. McGreevy. Blackburn. Pobrecito Altuvito. A Rosa Reina. My friends. My family. You know what I need in the chat, please. And thank you. Danny Rendon on the ball this morning. I appreciate you. Mr. Weddle, you are not at work today. That's a cool thing. Congratulations on having a day off. Thank you so much, Scotty. Jeff Rotel, you rock my face off, my brother. Thank you so much for dropping that link in the chat. Thank you, Johnny Mesco. Scotty, Danny, I appreciate you, gentlemen. There's Jeff Rotel. Thank you, Super Grover. Thank you. Making that chat light up like the 4th of July, and I appreciate it so much, boys and girls. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Angelo, our buddy over here on TikTok this morning. Single-handedly taking down our Heart Puff gift goal. Hit me in the feels over here this morning, Angelo. Siempre. Muchísimas gracias, hermano. I appreciate you. Thank you. Kevin Ward, thank you for sharing out my live, good buddy. And Gabe, thank you for smacking the follow button. Brandon, thank you for being here this morning. Tatted Basassin. Hunter Fiducia. Castillo. Hello. Joe Adele. Cole Reagans. Ooh. On the Tokyo edition. Walker Bueller. Luis Robert. On the Stars. And on the Stars of Japan, Shintaro Fujinami. So folks, check out the back. I'll show you the difference. Isn't that cool? You have Stars of the MLB, and then you have Stars from Japan with the cherry blossoms. I love it. Thank you so much to the Junkwax bot. Shout out to Mikey over there. Good morning, legend. I love our trivia bot in the morning. Sleeving up the Fujinami on your cherry blossoms. Schumann, Estrada, Phillips, Who Fanted, Sammy Kershaw, Get Off My Jock, Peterson, the Pasquatch, Van Helsley, Miles Michaelis, Romo, Langoliers. How about the first ever MLB in Tokyo game from March 29th, the year 2000? That's pretty cool. How about Mr. I Can't Pass a Physical, Carlos Correa, for Minnesota. Shout out to our Minnesotans. Hideki Matsui, so nice we have seen him twice. That's a fun one. Jake, I love a burger. Sonny Gray, DeScenzo. Seth Brown, Flash Gordon. Pedro Leon, chucking some lumber. Thompson. Scott, the Mushroom, the Tigers. Your 2021 Rookie of the Year on a rainbow. Little Jonathan India. Ah, there you go, Super Grover. Nice, buddy. Making me feel just a little bit old. Seiya Suzuki on the 90 throwback for the Cubbies. Vladdy for the Blue Jays on the Stars of the MLB. And then you have another Otani-san. And this one is for the Angels. Nice one, buddy. Couple of 1-2 Otani-sans in the morning. David Festa, the Ginger Binger, Angel, Johnny Gray, the Orioles, Quantrill, Machado, Jean Kenzie Noel chucking some lumber, Tyrone, Trevor Taylor. Good morning to my fellow Austinite. Evan Carter. Couple of 1-2 Minnesotans. Call to the Hall Ty Cobb. Stars of the MLB, Ellie De La Cruz for Cincinnati. Beautiful. And how about another Shota of the Iminaga on the Stars of Japan? With always on sale, Zach Wheeler and another Shota on your wins leaders. Nice. That is correct, Jeffro. All right, folks, if you allow me just a second for a little housekeeping. Okie dokie. We're getting into the right side now. We are halfway there. Gonna sleeve up our Tokyo parallels. They're sick. How cool would it be to collect that entire subset? All right, felicidades. Otra vez. Good morning to you legends over here on TikTok. It is wonderful to see you on this terrific Tuesday. Big hugs, firm handshakes all around. If it is your very first time tuning into this ugly mug this morning, it is always great to see you. Thank you for being here. If it is your first time, keep in mind, folks, that we are live on 5 platforms every single show. Like right now, you can find us on TikTok, Facebook, Kick, YouTube, and the preferred viewing experience is over here on Twitch. So if you want to come join us, my friends, there's a free link on my profile. Come on over, baby. I'll see myself out. All right, we have Mr. Blackburn. Oh, wow, Brian Smith. That's a big deal. That's a big change. Shout out to TikTok. Nice. Estrada. Tyler Phillips. Who farted? That's a couple of farts. Shohei Ohtani, Marcel Ozuna, and Schwarber, your home run leaders. Orlando Arcia. Yelich. Uncle Larry. Well, hello. That's a nice one, sir. I believe that is a map of Tokyo. On top of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That's sick. Peanut butter and jealous, my brother. Sleeving up the Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Nice one, Caesar. That's a beautiful card, buddy. All right, moving on. For my Seattle... Ooh, you got a nice one coming here, buddy. For my Seattle Mariners on the rainbow. Beautiful. Mitchie Garber. And then check this out. On the Tokyo parallel. Shohei Ohtani. Beautiful, beautiful tarjeta there, amigo. I'm running out of room up here, buddy. It's a good problem to have. How about Mookie? Mr. Betts in the morning. Aw, thank you. Ghost Card says that Yamamoto is case hit. Cool. We'll have to do a little research just to verify that, but if that is, congratulations, Cesar Mendoza. Hell of a first box there for you, buddy. You win. Yusi Kikuchi. For the Astros, somebody bang a trash can. Diaz, Sonny Gray, Sammy Kershaw, DeScenzo, Seth Brown, Adolis, the Fighting Phillies, Lourdes, Justin Henry Malloy, rookie, Tanner Bybee, my PC, the big man, O'Neal Cruz. Oh, Ghost Cards, you are asking if that is a case hit. Good question. This is our very first box of this product, so we will learn together on that one. Hey, no worries, Ghost Cards. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, Brian Smith. I appreciate that, brother. All right, how about Santana? November 9th, 2018 from Japan. Francisco on the stars. The man, the myth, the Hall of Fame legend Ichiro Suzuki on the stars of Japan. Hey, thank you, JoJo. Good morning, you legend. Damn good to see you this morning, my man. So JoJo says the Tokyo Knights are not a case hit. So there you go. I appreciate you, JoJo. Thank you, buddy. It is always good to see you this morning, you legend. Diaz, Flash Gordon, Taj Bradley, the Reds. Back-to-back WKRP in Cincinnati, some Taylor, Ciani, Kai Bush, Waldrep, rookie, Cave, Michael King, Jace Young, one half of the Brothers Young on the 90 throwback. Bobby Witt Jr. on the stars. Yu Darvish on the stars of Japan. And last but not least, you got some J.P. Crawford for our Seattle Mariners. Nice. Little housekeeping here, folks. Okie dokie, Caesar. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty, my brother. Good luck. Thank you, JoJo. That is absolutely right. These are basically a Topps 2025 box, but with some Japan stuff thrown in that are pretty cool. Some Japanese flair. How many pieces of flair are you wearing today? All right, these are your last base pack magics, Caesar. Let's do it. And of course, my friends, right after this rip, we will head right back on over to junkwaxvintage.com and refresh that shop. So you are more than welcome to head on over to junkwaxvintage.com. There's a metric ton of delicious sealed wax right behind me, and I would love to rip some together. Let's do it. All right, we have Bradley Blaylock. Shout out to Mookie. Beardy Blackman. Mr. Croney. Baldwin. Jace Young, rookie. Ian Happ. Narvaez. Luis Robert. Louis Gill, your 2024 Rookie of the Year. Uncle Larry. Andrew McCutcheon on the rainbow. Shout out to the Pirates. Thank you, Jeffro. You got that reference. Legend. Mark Keys. Good morning, my man. We have not broken the Panini Prospects box number 2 yet. No. Mallory's husband. Dansby Swanson on the Tokyo series. Juan Soto on the stars of the MLB. Yuki Matsui for San Diego. Hey, what's up there, Mr. Cifala? Welcome back, Dante. How you doing, good buddy? Nice to see one of our Canadian cousins. You are just in time to see us ripping into our very first Tokyo Series 2025 Top Series 1 box. Good morning, buddy. And I appreciate you beating that screen like it owes you back child support money. Que bueno verte, senor. All right, we have Eflin, O'Doyle Rules, Francisco, DJ Hertz, a wicka wicka, Isaac Paredes, Brandon Nimmo, Chanul on the Future Stars. We have a couple of Reds. We have a Brooks Lee, Tylon, Anthony Rizzo, Matty Chapman, channeling his inner Todd Van Poppel in 2019. Matty Chapman, so nice you got him twice. Shout out to Rob Richardson and the Gigantes. Ichiro, so nice. We have seen him twice on the Stars of Japan. Shout out to Bienvenidos a Miami. Miranda, PCA, Volpe, couple of Bo Sox, Reds, excuse me, Reese Lightning, Logan Webb, Reynolds Wrap, Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the Future Stars. Beauty. Couple of Rays, Masataka Yoshida, Hold the mayo on the 1990 throwback for the Orioles. All rise for your MVP, Mr. Aaron Judge, on the Stars of the MLB. Kenta Maeda on the Stars of Japan Cherry Blossom. Gosh, those cards are cool. Garcia, Taj Bradley, the Reds, back-to-back Reds, Bryson Stott, Lil Edmund, Brandon Lau, Louder. We had Lau and Louder. Abraham Toro, Xavier Edwards, Jonah Lechaim, Aaron Judge on the Grapefruit League, Corey Seager, shout out to our buddy Daniel Gates, who's our resident Corey Seager collector in the family. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, so nice, we have seen him thrice on the Stars of Japan. And Matt Bierling, last but not least, for the Tigers. Shout out to Travis and Linda. All right, Caesar. We are through your base packs, my man. Now you all can see that these are like little hobby boxes. There is a ton of cards in these little mega boxes. Cheers. Mikey, good morning, legend. I see you over there, good buddy. We will refresh that shop in just a moment, and I'll see what you're talking about. Good morning to my fellow D-Mac. All right, these are your paquete numero cuatros. Buena suerte. See if we can't find an autograph. We have Bryson Stott, Big Ben Rice, Ha-Sung Kim, Andres Jimenez, Mikey Trout, Bobby Witt Jr., Burley Burleson, Orelvis for the Blue Jays, Colt Keith on the Rookie Cup for the Tigers, Matty Chapman, All Rise Aaron Judge on your greatest hits, Acuna Matata on the Stars of the MLB, Yu Darvish on the Stars of Japan. That is Shohei Ohtani's idol for San Diego. Shout out to Melody. Hold the mayo so nice. We have seen him thrice in this box. Aaron Judge, Ramirez, and Rooker, your Ribby leaders. Wheeler, Stevenson, Maina rookie, Tovar, Yu Darvish, the Dingle, Geraldo Rivera Perdomo, Teoscar Hernandez, our home run derby champ, Rosario, my PC, some Chaz, Air Jordan for the Astros, somebody bang a trash can for our buddy Trevor Taylor, Seth Brody, good morning, buddy. Our last cherry blossom is Yu Darvish. And our last card of the entire box is the San Diego Padres. Nice one. There you go, Caesar. Beautiful box to start our morning. You got some sweet, sweet Japan parallels in here. That Tokyo Knights is pretty damn cool. There you go. Thank you, JoJo. I appreciate the positivity, buddy, and it is wonderful to see you this morning, my brother. How the heck are you, JoJo? I miss you, buddy. I feel like it's been a couple of weeks since I've seen you. I know you're a busy fella, so I appreciate you making some time for the family this morning, buddy. Thank you. All right, my dear friends, if you would allow me just a moment for a little spot of housekeeping. Cesar Mendoza, tu sabes. If you would like to pre-grade that little bad boy, I probably would if it was mine. And I'm going to put all these cards into your pile, my dude. And then, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my family, we're going to refresh that shop. And if that shop is current, then we're busting into our second box out of a sealed case of 2024 Panini Prospect Edition, looking for 6 autographs. Our first box out of our sealed case was magnificent. I am chomping at the bit to see what we find in the second one. Eric Guay, good morning. He says, can you do a break on Whatnot sometime? Maybe in the future. Yeah. If you want to smack us with a follow over there on Whatnot, we do go live on Whatnot 1 to 2 times per week. We do it guaranteed on Sundays at 3 p.m. And then sometimes we do Thursdays and Friday afternoons also. So if you have not smacked us on Whatnot with a follow yet, please do. And shout out to our buddy over there on YouTube, Eric Glide. Good morning. Okie dokie. Give me just a moment here, folks. All right, all right. Hey, Eric, you are so welcome, brother. Thank you. Making my morning over there on YouTube, buddy. I appreciate you. And that goes to everybody. If you are watching over there on YouTube or Kick or Facebook, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Keep in mind, though, my friends, we are live on 5 separate platforms. So the whole rest of the family is over here on Twitch. If you would, like to make the switch, please feel free to do so. All right, let's refresh that shop, shall we? After I snag myself a little sippy. Cheers, my friends. Good morning. Excuse me. Oh, hell yeah. Mikey. Wow. Let's lock in a couple of break spots here, shall we? Mikey, cannot thank you enough, you big sweetie. Taking spots number 8 and 10 in our third box of Panini Prospects. Got you locked in there, my dude. Thank you, Mikey. You know it, Brian Smith. And I am still thirsty. Tennessee. All right, Mikey, also snagging a 2025 Topps Series 1 from Japan and a 2018 Topps WWE. That is a beautiful rip this morning, my brother, and I cannot thank you enough. One moment. My friends, I am astonished that we are almost through all of our 2018 WWE. We have 2 left out of an entire box of them. Pretty awesome. Good morning, Jason Russell. Another one of our favorite Canadian cousins. Good to see you this morning. B-Rad. Thank you for smacking the follow button, my friend. I appreciate it. Welcome. Folks, as always, I see we have a bunch of new people in here this morning. If it is your very first time tuning into these luscious locks, good morning. Hi. Nice to have you. My name is Dalen, D-A-L-E-N, like Dale plus N, and there's a reason why I tell you how to spell it. Let me show you something. So folks, if you are on Facebook, we have a private Facebook group. It is that little bad boy right there. Now there is a password on that Facebook group, and the password, coincidentally, is my name, D-A-L-E-N, like Dale plus N. So if you put that into the security questions, my friends, chances are you will be admitted. If you do not put that into the security questions or you do not fill out the security questions, chances are you will be denied. We are not trying to build a big old Facebook group. We don't just let anybody in. It is a group to support this show. So I want to make sure everyone in here knows about this show, and using my name as the password kind of guarantees that. So thank you in advance. For those of you that want to come over and join the family, it is there for you. Okie dokie. Thank you, Mikey, for snagging a couple of spots in our third hobby box from our sealed case of 2024 Panini Prospects. So, folks, if you are not aware, we have a sealed case of that product. There is 20 hobby boxes in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to split that box right down the middle. So we're going to do 10 individual random breaks, and then we're going to do a half case break with 10 hobby boxes. Remember, folks, there are 6 autographs in each box. So 10 boxes, that is 60 autographs. That's going to be a fun one. So remember, my friends, that half case break will go live soon. I'm hoping for tomorrow night, maybe the night after. We'll see. Oh my Lanta. Ladies and gentlemen, and Dante, I appreciate you making the switch to Twitch, legend. And speaking of legends, we have started a possibly inadvertent but very grateful Tuesday morning hype train. As always, you legends, you know what we do. If we take this hype train to hype train level 5, we will give away a junkwax vintage hitbox this morning. And folks, I think it's our very last one. I take that back. We have 2 left. I sit corrected. We are down to 2. So I would love to give away one of these little bad boys this morning, my friends. So as always, with that being said though, I always want to put out there the caveat. If you are not able to donate, that is 1000% okay. I never want anybody to feel less than. If you cannot donate, I promise I love you just as much. But if you can, a hype train is when your gifts go the furthest. So thank you in advance, you legends. Of course, if we take that level to level 9, I will give away a blaster, 3 family pull box pulls, and that junkwax vintage hitbox this morning. Threaten me with a good time. Oh, my Lanta. Mikey just got his 1000 bits badge. Thank you so much, you legend. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Thank you, Mikey. Mr. James McCrow, one of our favorite Canadians, smacking that resub button for the 25th month. Damn! That is over 2 years over here, brother. You are literally hit me in the feels. Thank you so much, good buddy. 2 years over here on Twitch. Cody Kang, good morning, you handsome son of a gun. Great to see you as always, brother. I am always well, buddy. Especially when you see me here ripping packs with my best friends in the junkyard. It is a terrific Tuesday, my friend, and I appreciate you asking, Cody. Thank you. Thank you, Scotty Too Hottie Kuniko. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can't find Mikey some hype train luck. Krabby Rob, good morning, my brother. Kevin O'Brien, good morning, you legend. Great to see you too, Chuck Norris. All right, ladies and gents. Mikey, let's start with some WWE, and then we will end with that Topps Japan box. Sound good? They don't make these boxes. Ooh, I think you got a juicy one in here, Mikey. Check this out, buddy. You see in the middle of that pack? Thicky in there. I'm going to go on a limb and think that that might be a numbered Matt relic. We have gotten lucky a couple of times. All right, let's keep going. Starting off with the Rhino. Tony Chimel. Zack Ryder. Jerry the King Lawler. Daniel Bryan. Cedric Alexander Airborne. Booker T looking like an exec. Alicia Fox. It's a lady. Greg Hamilton. Vince McMahon. Pete Dunne. Rookie. There you go, buddy. Sleeving that one up for you. How about back-to-back rookies with Sonya Deville? Big E, all buff up in his chest sectionals. The largest chest I've ever seen in a man. Brian Kendrick Lamar. Montez Ford. Peyton Royce. Shelton All About the Benjamins. Big Cass. That is Mama Cass's nephew. Stay away from the ham sandwiches, sir. That's right, Mikey. Randy Schmidt, one of our favorite Schmidt heads, good morning. Romeo the Leafs fan, thank you for smacking the follow button, my friend. Welcome to the crew. Glad to have you. Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly! Auto Parts. Woo! Mustafa Ali. Mean Gene Okerlund on the parallel. Nice one. Noam Dar on the parallel. Kind of looking like a figure skater. A little bit. And there it is. It is an authentic shirt relic from Aiden English. CJ2 Tims, thank you for smacking the follow button. Nice one, Mikey. That one's been hiding in that box for the last 7 years, and that is numbered to 50. 21 out of 50 on the shirt relic of Alex English from SmackDown. That's fun. On the stand he goes. Beauty. Moving on. Dasha Fuentes. Shout out to Daisy. R-Truth. Lars Sullivan. Charlie Caruso. Victor. The American Badass. Marvelous Mark Calloway, also known as The Undertaker. The Beast, Brock Lesnar. Look at that young buck. I feel like he's like twice that size now. The Rock. Look at that young buck. Just coming off the Rocky gimmick. Kane. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. The American Badass or Big Evil. The Undertaker. The Dead Man So Nice We Have Seen Him Thrice. How about some Dude Love? Shout out to Mick Foley. Ba-ba-da-ba. John Cena. From 2002. The Master of Thugonomics. How about Daniel Bryan when he was 13 years old? The G.I. Bro. Shout out to Booker T. That was a short-lived gimmick. And last but not least, the American Nightmare, Dustin Rhodes. Not a lot of people remember that he did use that moniker for a minute. There you go, folks. Beauty. All right, we got to sleeve up a couple of parallels here. Allow me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. And then let's get into your Tokyo box. Buddy, we're going to sleeve up your rookies as well, Sonya Deville and Pete Dunne. We found a Zebra Pete Dunne for our buddy J Mac. We just got it back from PSA, came back a 9. Of course, Mikey, if you would like to pre-grade any of those rookies, you are more than welcome to do so. But for now, they will live off to the side. All right, 2025 Tokyo Series. Let's see if we can't find you something juicy, Mikey. And then, friends, I think after this rip, we're going to head right back on over to junkwaxvintage.com, make sure we are current in that shop. And if we're current, we're busting into our second box of Panini Prospects. All right, legends. Cesar Mendoza says that Yoshi Tokyo Nights has been selling for 150 to 200 raw. I had a hunch that was a nice one, my man. Felicidades, brother. I would definitely recommend pre-grade that one then, buddy. Or shizzle. My sizzle. Ooh, yeah. Good morning, Macho Danny Savage.
Ooh, yeah.
Top of the morning to you, my brother. I know BSC, right? Ba-ba-da-ba. Shout out to John Cena. I know, they just keep giving us these blank cards. It's so weird, right? Cheers to you, my brother. I love it. Okie dokie. Excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. Wrong tube. All right, Mikey. For the second time on this terrific Tuesday morning, you know what we must do. We shout grippeth, and we shout rippeth. Best of luck to you, Mikey. I hope I find you something juicy here, brother. Slicing that plastic for Grandpa Brucey. Dante asking a question over here on Twitch.
Would you like to answer a question right at this particular time? Would you like to do that?
Question is, how does the numbers work on the break? Happy to explain, my friend. So this is what is called a random break. Okay? So you see random teams. So there are 30 numbers here, Dante. Coincidentally, there are 30 MLB baseball teams. So what we do is everybody buys a number, and then on my iPad, I have a list of all 30 teams. We roll the dice to see how many times I'm going to tap the randomize button and shuffle the list. So say we roll an 8, I'm going to tap that randomize button 8 times and shuffle that list 8 times. Okay? Whatever team lands on your number is the team that you get. As always with random breaks here in the junkyard, I give you just a couple of minutes for voluntary team trading after the randomization is completed. So I'm always trying to give you guys the best ways to get the teams that you want. Timbo, nope, not yet, good buddy. Not yet. Thank you so much, Mikey. Thank you, Jason Russell. You were absolutely right. Good morning, JoJo. I love it if you're laughing this morning. Okie dokie. So I hope that makes sense to you, Dante. That is how we do random breaks. There's basically two different types of breaks that we do here, really. It is either pick your team or pick your letter. So you get to pick the team or letter. Or they're random. So you'll see both of those here on the channel. You are so welcome, Dante. Thank you for asking, buddy. Oh, yeah. There you go, Mr. Broussard. I got you covered, Mike. Welcome, my man. Folks, as always, if you are new here this morning, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. My name is Dalen, also known as Junkwax Vintage. You can find me here almost every single morning, starting and ending your days right with that daily dose of positivity. Some sweet, sweet trading cards, a little bit of camaraderie, and always a whole hell of a lot of laughs. All right, let's pull those pack number 4s for you, Mikey. Twice. We will rip those little bad boys last. Brian Self, good morning, my man. He says, any recommendations on card shops in the Austin area? I may be traveling through that area. Really, Brian Self? Well, if you do, good buddy, you gotta let me know, because I'd love to meet you in person, my man. We can meet up at the card shop. So I have a couple of recommendations. Yes, Brian. Card Traders of Austin or Lucky 7 Cards and Collectibles. Both of them. Card Traders of Austin or Lucky 7 Cards and Collectibles. Either way, if you go into those shops, tell them that Uncle Junkwax sent you, and they'll hook you up. I know them all very, very well. All right, moving on. You are very welcome, Brian Self. My pleasure, buddy. All right, Mikey says, Dalen, the mod has spoken. When you get a moment, we're tossing Vince McMahon. Ah, gotcha, buddy. I am happy to go back through that entire pile and find Vince McMahon for you. Just give me a few minutes. Okay, let's find Vince McMahon just so we can throw him. Give me just a moment here, folks. I appreciate you, Mikey. There he is. All right, Vince McMahon getting thrown this morning. There you go, buddy. Bye-bye, Vince. See ya. All right, let's get back to the current rip that we have on hand, though. Beautiful. All right, 2025 Top Series 1 Japan Edition. Good luck, everybody. Sammy Kershaw, Sonny Gray, DeScenzo, Brown, Abbott, Paul Skeens on the Rookie Cup, Connor Norby for the Marlins. There you go, Jason Russell. Anthony Rizzo, Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the Future Stars. Vladdy on the Grapefruit League. Our first winner on the Stars. How about Yusi Kikuchi? That's right, Robert Parkinson. That one made a nice sound. Austin Riley, Flash Gordon, Taj Bradley. Folks, I think we've seen a lot of Top Series 1 2025, so I'm going to kind of bust through the base cards here. Tyrone Double T Taylor, and first Tokyo Parallel is Shohei Ohtani. Nice one. Acuna Matata on the Stars of the MLB. Ichiro on the Stars of Japan for the Pinstripes. Nice one. Trevor McGill. Bryson, Big Ben, Andres, Swanson, Harrison, Evan Carter, O'Hearn. Then you have an Acuna Matata on the 2018 from Japan. Juan Soto. Yu Darvish on the Stars of Japan Cherry Blossom. Good morning, Kirk Rylance. Great to see you this morning too, buddy. I love all the positivity this morning. Nathan Ear Ovaldi for our Texas Rangers. O'Doyle Rules. DJ Hertz. Arosa Reyna. My friends, my family, you know what I need in the chat, please. Jorge Soler. You got another Ichiro on the call to the Hall. Shout out to the Hall of Fame legend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Mikey. Beautiful. Yuki Matsui on the Cherry Blossom, and All Rise Aaron Judge on your Stars of the MLB. Nice. Okie dokie. You know we got to sleeve up the Ohtani-san when you find him right off the bat. Beautiful. And let's sleeve up your Paul Skeens as well. There you go, Mikey. I appreciate the positivity, Robert Parkinson. Thank you, my friend. All right, round 2. Good luck. Thank you, Macho Danny Savage. And I appreciate the heart, too, big guy. I see you. That does not go unnoticed. As always, ladies and gentlemen, it is magnificent to have you on this terrific Tuesday morning. So if you are new here today, my friends, if you have not smacked that follow button yet, what are you doing with your life? Come on over. All right, we got some Volpe, PCA, Red Sox, Get Off My Jock, the Pasquatch, the Cubbies, and our first backwards is a Schmeckle. Aaron Judge, pretty one. Dansby Swanson on the Tokyo throwback. Ellie De La Cruz on the Stars of the MLB. The man, the myth, the Marlin Ichiro on your Cherry Blossoms. Shohei Ohtani on the base. The Ginger Binger on Hell, Johnny Gray, the Orioles, Leone, Edmund, Teoscar, Castillo, Mr. Veritek in 2008 from Tokyo. Big Earn, I hope you're right, my man. Shota on the Stars of the MLB, not Japan edition. Kenta Maeda on the Cherry Blossom. I'm with you, Mikey. I'm with you. Pedro Paye, Eugenio Suarez. Freddie Freeman, Pepawa, Brandon Lau, Lauder, Kelenic, Joe Adele, Cole Reagans, Miles Michaelis, Teoscar Hernandez. On the pink shimmer. That's a pretty one of your 2024 Home Run Derby champ. The man, the myth, the mustache for your fighting Phillies. I like to have a go around with that Philly. Hold the mayo on the Stars. Shota on the Cherry Blossom. The Shota's so nice we got him twice. And then last but not least, please, Brant, don't hurt him. Oh, Brant Herter. All right, we got to sleeve up the Teoscar and your Mallory's husband, Dansby Swanson. Those Tokyo parallels are really cool. I might try to collect the entire subset of those at some point. Those are neat. All right, we are halfway there, Mikey. Good luck, brother. And thank you, as always, for snagging this down from junkwaxvintage.com and giving the entire family some eye candy this morning. I sincerely appreciate it, Mikey. All right. Good luck. Shelly Mack, thank you for smacking the follow button. Good morning. How are you on this terrific Tuesday? Always nice to have another lady in the family. Shout out to Mrs. Junkwax. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you know that we are 48 hours away from picking up our new keys. 48 hours away, my dear friends. I could not hardly wait. It's going to be so great. So a lot of you, if you are new here, you might not know that we are moving into a new studio here in just the next couple of weeks. So I have talked about more times than I could even count how this channel is always going to get better and improve. Well, my friends, I'm putting my money where my mouth is here within a couple of weeks. And you are literally going to see a huge step up. And I can't wait. Thank you so much, JoJo. I appreciate you, buddy. Grayson, our thin blue line, gracing us with his presence this morning. How is Grayson Grayson? Thank you, Kevin Ward. Thank you, WWE 800, 7800. Kirk Noah, good morning, my man. Great to see you as always. We got a couple of legendary Kirkies in the house this morning. Thank you, my friends. I appreciate it so much. And I am so excited to show you what we have coming. All right, we got DJ Hertz, Isaac Paredes, Volpe, PCA, Arcia, Yelich, Garcia, Matthews, Herky Casas, Peterson, Call to the Hall, Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. It's a family show, Mikey. But maybe.
Giggity, giggity.
Mike Trout on the Stars of the MLB. Shintaro Fujinami on the Cherry Blossom. I feel like I'm turning a new shade of red. Good morning to the Taco Steelers. He has a question. Favorite wax to open up? Oh, that's a good question, buddy. I have opened a lot of wax. So if we're talking about vintage, I would probably say anything from 1982, 1985, 1986 are very close seconds. If I'm talking modern cards, I would probably say 2022 Topps Chrome Cosmic, or possibly 2022 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary. I think those are probably my favorites. Good question. Travis Darno, couple of O-Sox, Spencer Steer, the Ginger Binger, Angel, the Fightin' Phillies, Lourdes, Taylor, Ruiz, the Dodgers, a Gary in the streets, but a Gavin in the sheets, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Nice one. As my Boston brethren would say, some Bryce Harper on the Stars. Hideki Matsui on the Stars of Japan. I love you so much, Jeff Rotel. Bailey Ober. Johnny Gray. The Orioles. Eugenio Suarez. Your World Series MVP with his annoyingly perfect teeth, Mr. Freddie Freeman. Ciani. Kyle Busch. Mike Trout. Holmes. How about a little Morning Wood?
Giggity, giggity.
Jonathan India. Haniger for my Seattle Mariners in Tokyo, Japan in 2019. Ohtani on the Stars. Oh, wow. How about back-to-back Ohtani-san? Nice one, Mikey. Not too shabby there, buddy. Let's go ahead and sleeve both of those up for you. The Ohtani so nice you got him twice in a row. And finishing that one off was Danny Jansen for the Bo Sox. Nice. Ryan Wilson says over here on TikTok, Johnny Gray hit me in the face with a ball when I was a kid, LOL. Yikes. Well, I'm glad you're okay, buddy. Shout out to old Johnny Gray. You know you gotta put the Ohtani-sans up there on the stand. And we're sleeving up the Yoshi. I'm running out of room. Again. Excuse me. Gotta sleeve up your MVP. All rise, Aaron Judge on the schmeckle. Pretty one there, buddy. Aw, Mikey, you're absolutely right, my brother. So Mikey over here on Twitch says, well, I said I wanted some Ohtani-san. I think you delivered, sir. I think you're right. Congratulations, my brother. And we are not done yet. Still have a long way to go. Buena suerte, my man. Good luck. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it is so nice to see you this morning. Thank you for being here with me. If you are new here this morning and you have not smacked that follow button yet, please feel free to do so. If you have not taken a gander at junkwaxvintage.com, I implore you to do so. There's a metric ton of delicious sealed wax up there, in addition to a blog also. So if you want to educate yourself about the hobby, please feel free to do so. There's also merchandise up there. There is supplies up there if you need some new top loaders. There's all kinds of stuff up there. So I would highly suggest, ladies and gentlemen, that you head on over to junkwaxvintage.com. Remember, you can create an account for free. Cost you nothing. Lars Newtbar, Whitcomb, Jimenez, Castro, Ian Happ, Brandon Nimmo, Chanul, Bybee, The Big Man, Waldrep, Bobby Witt Jr. on the All Tops team. Nice. Good morning to the Hammer, Mr. Jeff Hansen, and Timbo T Wood, one half of the Towers of Power. Couple of legends gracing us with their presence this morning. Good to see you, gentlemen. Jose Ramirez, Masanori Murakami, legend for the Gigantes. Beautiful. Ozuna, Bassett, Aaron Judge, Ramirez, and Rooker. Wheeler, the Reds, Reese Lightning, Logan Webb, Cave, King, Aurelvis Rookie, PCA laying down the bunt on the Tokyo edition. That's a cool one. Nolan Arenado, shout out to my St. Lunatics. Jeffro, Mr. Willard. Seiya Suzuki on the Stars of the MLB in that City Connect uniform for the Cubbies. Beautiful. Peralta, Mena, Brennan. I toss my keys to Lil C's. McGreevy, Reynolds Rap, Quantrill, Colt Keith, Chapman, Narvaez. How about numbered to 2025 Cronenworth? Almost a color match for the Padres there. And that is 926 out of 2025. Big Poppy, David Ortiz. And folks, I found a 2006 Ortiz in that collection that we just bought. So you're going to see that on Whatnot here pretty soon. What's up, Mookie? What's up? Mookie Betts. Mr. Erickson, my fellow Washingtonian, good morning, my brother. How are you? Masataka Yoshida on the Cherry Blossoms. Lau, Blackburn. Estrada, Phillips, Huthbaden, Machado, Jean Kency Noel, Luis Robert, Louis Gill, Brooks Lee from Minnesota, Wilson Tyler Phillips, rookie, Bobby Witt Jr. on your 1990 throwback for the Royals, Francisco of the Lindor on the Stars, the man, the myth, the Ichiro on the Cherry Blossoms for my Seattle Mariners. You know we're going to go ahead and sleeve that one up right now. And last but not least, you got the Atlanta Braves with that not-so-golden shower. Kobe, buenos dias, señor. Que bueno verte, hermanito. Good to see you, buddy, as always. ¿Cómo fue tu fin de semana, amigo? All right, Mikey. Allow me just a moment here, buddy. Little housekeeping. There's a ton of inserts in these boxes. Nice. We got to sleeve up that PCA for you, Mikey. And then we are getting into your last pack magic, my dude. Pack number 4. All right. Good luck. Cheers, brother. And thank you as always, Mikey, for utilizing junkwaxvintage.com. I know, Mr. Erickson. Isn't that cool? I love you, Mikey. All right, let's go. Ryan Pepawa, the Red Sox. Zach Neto, Hockenaloogo. Bobby Witt Jr., Burley Burleson, Jace Young rookie, Uncle Larry, Justin Henry Malloy, Nacho, Alvarez, Junior, little Rainbow Schmeckel. How about the Big Hurt with the big heart? Frank Thomas, Paul Skeens on the Stars of the MLB. Not too shabby. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the Cherry Blossom. Arias, Otani, and Ozuna, your RBI leaders. No, excuse me, those are your batting average leaders. Mookie Blaylock's nephew, Bradley. Beardy Blackman. Crony. Baldwin. Tovar. Darvish. The Dingle. Larnick. Schneider. Screwball. Barrios, and Hockenaloogo. Vladdy's daddy. Shout out to the Bonut. And Montreal. Matty Chapman. Stars of the MLB. Yu Darvish on the Stars of Japan Cherry Blossom. And last but not least, my brother, you have the Yankees. Last but not least. There you go, my dude. A beautiful, beautiful box for you, my man. Congratulations. And folks, we did not get one of those Tokyo Nights. So I wonder, that makes me wonder a little bit. All right, Mikey. We have just a couple of sleevers here for you, my brother. Let me handle that real quick. I'm going to put all these into your pile, my friend, and then we're going to refresh that shop one more time. Hey, thank you so much, Dante. I appreciate the positivity, my man. You are definitely in the right place. Thank you, Krabby Rob. Hello. Our Prince Edward Island pal and favorite single dad in the family, Mr. Krabby Rob. And speaking of Krabby Rob, for you that don't know, Krabby Rob has been with me since I was ripping packs in the closet for like 3 and 4 people. So thank you for being here for this entire journey, Krabby Rob. Love you, buddy. All right, folks. And not to mention that relic that you got numbered to 50 there, Mikey. $21 out of 50 on your authentic worn shirt relic. Those are fun. Little spot of housekeeping. All right, folks. I'll be right back. All right. Back to it. Wallace, Mr. Frisch. Thank you for smacking the follow button over here on TikTok, my friend. I appreciate you. Welcome. All right, legends, let's refresh that shop real quick. Thank you again, Mikey. Always love ripping for you, my dude. I think you need another box too, Mikey. Oh, hell yeah, folks. We have quite a few break spots taken, so I appreciate you bearing with me while I lock in some break spots. And then after that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're busting into a break. So thank you in advance for bearing with me, my friends. Give me just a moment. All right, shout out to my fellow Austinite, Mr. Trevor Taylor, taking spot number 28. Got you locked in there, Double T. Next, Kirk Noah. My favorite former fellow Washingtonian. 6 and 7. Got you locked in there, Kirk. Shout out to our buddy, Mr. KC1 Integra, Chris Ryder. One of our fabulous Floridians, taking spot number 13. Thank you, Chris. Like I said, folks, if by some act of the universe we fill another hobby box this morning, we will do 2 breaks this morning. Threaten me with a good time. You and I both. Krabby Rob. Aren't they cool? Shout out to Macho Danny Savage. One of our favorite mass holes, taking spot number 24. Thank you, Danny.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have Cesar Mendoza, mi hermano. Pre-grading that Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Let me grab that right now, my brother. Make myself a little note here. Muchísimas gracias, Cesar Mendoza. Yo tengo su atrás, hermano. That is a beautiful card, buddy. Excited to see how that one comes back. All right, and then last but not least, we have my brother, Mr. Robert Parkinson, an awesome Arizonan, taking 15 and 25. Thank you, Robert. There you go, folks. That is our third box out of that sealed case. We are getting closer. Kevin O'Brien, thank you for sharing out my live, buddy. I appreciate you so much. In my humble opinion, my friends, I have said it before, and I will say it again. I truly believe that we have the best group of Gem Mint 10 human beings in the entire card hobby. Right here in the JWVCC. And in my humble opinion, the best compliment that anybody can ever give me over here on TikTok is sharing out my live like that. Thank you, Kevin. All right, legends. I think it's time to bust into our second box out of this sealed case. Ooh, we have another spot. Kevin O'Brien, speaking of that legend. Spot number 3. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin! Got you locked in there, good buddy. Thank you, thank you. All right, we have a question over here. And good morning, Trevor Taylor. Great to see you this morning, my brother. Starting the morning the right way. Thank you in advance. Question over here. He says, Tyler Freed. Hey, Dalen, was curious when you send in subs to PSA, do you use their discounted shipping method or ship separately through the desired carrier? I ship separately. So how we do it, and I've said this before, I'm always transparent. I use registered mail. So registered mail is not cheap. It costs me almost $100 every time I send off a PSA submission. But the reason I do that is because it guarantees that it's going to make it. So remember, my friends, in those PSA submissions, there is a lot of money in there. So a lot of these submissions that I'm sending off are like $15,000 to $20,000 worth of cards. So I ship my stuff the same way that jewelers ship their stuff. It's called registered mail. So basically what I have to do is I have to cover every seam of the box with water-activated tape. And then the post office, I actually have to physically go into the post office for those. Most of the packages we just mail out, we do not have to go to the post office. But for the PSA submissions and international packages, I do have to go actually to the post office and wait in line. So then I get that all done. They know me when I walk in now, so they actually just set up my whole little station. It's got all the water and the water-activated tape and scissors and all that good stuff. They just smile when I walk in. And I usually spend about 45 minutes because usually we do 3 or 4 different submissions. So I wrap them all up, I take them all up to the counter, and then believe it or not, they have to stamp them like 100 times. They have an individual stamp that has their name on it. And once they do that, they take possession of that package, and they're responsible for that package. Every single time it switches hands, they actually have to sign a physical piece of paper that they are taking custody of that package. So it has a chain of custody the entire way, from Austin to PSA. I hope that makes sense. That's how I do it. It costs me a little bit more, gosh dang it, but I think it's worth it, because I want to be able to put my head down on a pillow knowing that your cards are going to make it to PSA, right? So I don't mess around with that. You got it, Tyler Freed. Thank you for asking, buddy. Mikey says, forgot to ask Dalen, would you personally grade any of the cards from that last rip, maybe the Otanis? Yes, especially the Japan edition Otanis. Yep, the Cherry Blossom, the Tokyo edition, you betcha. Okie dokie, folkies. You know what we must do. Let's find out who gets what here, shall we? Humongous shout out to our buddy Rachel, who gave us this cool little dice tray, so we don't have to worry about the dice flying off the table anymore. Good luck, everybody. Lucky number 11. You folks see that? 5 and 6. 11. Oh, just a heads up, my friends, just to be more transparent, I did pull out that box number 4. And we will rip that one very, very last. That will be our 10th random break. That little bad boy right there. All right, all right. 11 times. One moment, my friends. You folks know the drill. I will give you a couple of minutes for voluntary team trading once the randomization is completed, and you should be able to see both of those lists. Good luck, everybody. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you were so inclined, you can start to trade your teams, right? Meow. There you go, legends. I will give you just a couple of minutes to take a gander at those lists. And if you want to start trading, now is the time. I will give you a couple of minutes to do so. Ah, nice, Jeffro. There you go, brother. That's a good place to be a regular at, in my humble opinion. Danny Rendon says, going to my first card show next month, and they are promoting on-site grading services. Careful with that, brother. Careful with that. That's all I'll say. It depends on what company is offering on-site pre-grading services. Rob Richardson, good morning, you legend. Oh no. You are doing the right thing there, Rob Richardson. Beautiful, brother. Absolutely right. Nikolai, Mr. Lineback, is looking to trade the Astros and the Rays. Do we have Trevor Taylor in here? We do. Trevor Taylor is our resident Astro fanatic in the family. Somebody bang a trash can. So yeah, Danny Rendon. So just to avoid a couple of pitfalls, my friend, I have learned the hard way. Some of these companies that do on-site grading, basically they just look at your card. I've seen them do it. They'll take the card, they'll be like, I think that's going to come back a 9. Here you go. So just got to be careful, that's all. Mikey, yep, there you go, buddy. That is why. Because there's a lot of people out there that are looking to take as much of your money as they can. You know what I mean? Especially at a card show. So there's no personal relationship there. You know what I mean? So they're just looking to take your money, take a gander at that card, and then give it right back to you. Now, I am sure that there is other companies that are trying to do it the right way. If they're using a digital microscope, if they're taking the time to do them overnight and then bring them back to you the next day, I could see that that might work out a little bit better. But for example, I'll give you a little example. If you go to the Dallas Card Show, there's a company called DCI. I think it's Dallas Card Show. I think it's owned by the people that own the card show. You can go in and you can pay for on-site grading. I think it's like 11 or 12 bucks, something like that. They give you a semi-rigid card holder, the ones that you use for grading submissions. They'll put the card in there and they put a seal over it that says it's been pre-graded. But I've watched them do it. They just look at it. They're like, oh, I think that's going to come back an 8. So what they're looking for is things that you can only see with the naked eye. And a lot of times when you send your cards off to be graded, they're looking at it a lot harder than that. So it's just a tough run. Hey, Danny Rendon. Hey, I am so glad you asked, my man. I am so glad you said something. So like I said, Danny, I'm not going to completely throw them under the bus and say, hey, don't do it. All I would say is just keep your eyes open. Keep your head on a swivel. So if I was you, walking into that show, I would stand back maybe about 20 feet, and I'd just take a gander. And I'd watch them and see what they do for about 10 minutes. See if they're just looking at cards and then handing them back to people. If it's something like that, then maybe just save your money. But if you see that they're actually taking the cards and they're going to take them overnight, they're going to examine them with a microscope, maybe it's a good thing. Who knows? You know, I don't know these people, so I never want to throw shade at something that I don't know about. But what I do know is I've seen a lot of pre-grading services at card shows that are kind of a joke. So, I just want you to go into it with your eyes open. That's all, my brother. I hope that is clear. Not trying to throw shade at anybody. Hey, thank you, Danny. Exactly right, Trevor Taylor. Yep, nailed it. The Count of St. Germain. Good morning, Chris. How you doing, buddy? Thank you, Robert Parkinson. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to go ahead and start locking these teams in here. I'm not seeing any trading down here in the chat. Ah, roger that, Brian Smith. Ooh, ouch, kabibbles. Ah, looks like we have a trade down here. Maybe. Gigantes for the Rays. Kirk Noah. Mark Keys. Shane Kerrigan, good morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you another 30 seconds or so, and then I'm going to go ahead and start locking these little bad boys in. I can always white out at the end if there's any last-minute trades. No big deal. And of course, my friends, again, I will reiterate, if we fill another one of these breaks this morning, we will break 2 of them. There is a 3rd box up there right now, out of our sealed case. Excited to see who catches a case hit out of this little bad boy.
Every time I get ahead, I end up going 2 steps back. So tonight,
Mr. Lineback asking Tigers, Nationals, Blue Jays. Trevor Taylor, you picked up some Reds burritos on the last grocery haul. Going to try one for the first time this morning. Well, congratulations, my brother. Did you get the cheesy Canadian bacon and egg? The breakfast burritos? Which ones did you get, Double T? There's a plethora. Drew Grit, good morning, you legend. Aw, my man. Hit me in the feels over here this morning. Thank you, Drew. It is wonderful to see you on this terrific Tuesday, you legend. I hope you are well, good buddy. And you can always depend, my friend. I am pretty much always well. Especially if you see me here ripping packs with my best friends in the front yard. Mikey, he thinks the cheesy is too much. What? Oh, nice, Trevor Taylor. You got the meat lovers. Beauty. Ooh, and the breakfast one. Nice, brother. Well, enjoy. Buen provecho. All right, Kirk Noah. He does say Rays for Gigantes confirmed. Thank you, Kirk Noah. Let's do it.
I'm just gonna let this one ride.
So I think that was 12 and 16. So number 12, Kirk Noah, you got the Gigantes. And Mark Keys, you got the Rays. Excellent. And it looks like we have another trade, but I gotta fix some TikTok. Give me just a moment. Beautiful. All right, Astros for Nationals confirmed. Thank you very much. So we have Astros in spot number 22. Astros for Nationals. Nationals are in number 7. So number 7, you're now going to have the Astros, Nick Lineback. And Rob Richardson in number 22, you got the Nationals. Shout out to Morgie. Okie dokie, folks. I'm going to go ahead and lock in the rest of these. I appreciate you bearing with me while I do so. Now would be a perfect time if you need to use the restroom, or if you need to grab yourself a fresh beverage, or a blankie. All right, our thin blue line taking Minnesota. Mark Keys, Orioles. Kevin O'Brien, the Braves. Mark Keys, number 4, you got our Texas Rangers. Shout out to Senor Mendoza. Robert Parkinson, number 5, you got San Diego. Nick Federici, the Mets. Kirk Noah, 8 and 9, Cubbies and Red Sox. Robert Parkinson, number 10, you got WKRP in Cincinnati. Melody Primel, Ms. Melly P, taking down the White Sox. Kirk Noah, number 13, you got the Pirates. Looking for some Skeens. Timbo T Wood, number 14, you got the Athletics. Nick Federici, number 15, you got the Diamondbacks. Melly P, number 17, you got the Fightin' Phillies. Nick Federici, number 18, you lucky ducky, you got my Seattle Mariners. Mr. Lineback, number 19, you got Toronto. Shout out to our Canadian cousins. Patrick Freund, our family fisherman, taking number 20, the Cardinals. Shout out to our St. Lunatics. Rob Richardson, number 21, family pharmacist, taking the Royals. Rob Richardson, again, at number 23, the Rockies. Rob Richardson got the alliteration this morning. Rob Richardson's Rockies Royals. Rad. I'll see myself out. Trevor Taylor, my fellow Austinite, taking down the Pinstripes in number 24. Patrick Freund, number 25, you got the Marlins. Appropriate. For our family fishermen. Number 26, you got the Guardians, Nick Federici. Shout out to Tim Hudson, our favorite Axeman from Ohio. Trevor Taylor, number 27, you got the Angels. Mr. Lineback, number 28, you got the Tigers. Trevor Taylor, number 29, you got the Brew Crew. And Robert Parkinson, number 30, you got the Trolley Dodgers, my man. Beautiful. Thank you for bearing with me, my friends. I appreciate it. Would you do me a solid? Take a gander at that list, and if it looks appropriate, may I please have a hell yeah in the chat so I know you're ready. Thank you. Mr. Silva, buenos dias. En salud a ti también. I will apologize in advancia, porque mi español es basura, porque soy muy gringo. I hope so, Super Grover. I'm hoping that that'll be the case hit. That's what I'm hoping. Cesar Mendoza, pregunta over here on Twitch. He says, hey D, is that there in Austin? I'll be passing by in the morning on my way to Arlington tomorrow. Yeah. Red's Burritos can be found, I think, most places in Texas at HEB. Rob Richardson. White out the Nationals and give them to Morgie. Your wish is my command, my brother. And that is very kind of you, Rob Richardson. I know Morgie will appreciate that big time, bro. Shout out to the working man. We'll let that whiteout dry for just a moment. Thank you, Super Grover. Yep, I think you got the next one, my man. The next one is right there. And I think we have some spots that I have not locked in yet. So there you go. Like I said, folks, if by some act of the universe we fill that one too, we'll bust that one this morning also. But of course, my friends, if we need to wait until later tonight, 1000% okay. Because you already know, I will be back here after dinner tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we get to do it all over again. Good morning, Jordan Smith, you legend. How you doing on this terrific Tuesday, good sir? Marek Swolinski, how you doing there, big man? Good to see you. He has to butter the doors to get in here. All right, legends. Let me lock in some Morgie here. That's better. Shout out to Morgie. And shout out to Rob Richardson. Thank you, my brother. All thanks go to you, my man. So, folks, as I have said before, and I will say it again, I could come on here every single day and put my voice out there into the ether, but it means absolutely nothing without you being on the other side to receive it. So thank you so much for being here with me, my friends. Thank you for being a loved and valued member of the Junkwax Vintage Card Club. I appreciate you more than you ever know. That's right, Super Grover. 'Cause busting makes me feel good. All right.
It's time!
Good luck, everybody. I hope we all know who we have. This is our second box out of a sealed case. And you know what we must do. We shout grippeth. And we shout rippeth. Good luck. Slicing that plastic for the belated birthday boy, Grandpa Brucey. Empty box there, folks. Pack number 4 to the side. Good luck. Mark Keys, your birthday is in 3 days. That's amazing, buddy. Well, happy early birthday, Mark. What level will you be on, Mark? If I may ask. All right, first pack, Magic. And first card goes to Bienvenidos a Miami. Balake Larson for the White Sox. Split your Jackson Wiggins for the Cubbies. Not numbered. Hagen Smith on the Aces for the White Sox. Mark Keys, level 43. Nice, buddy. So you got me beat by just a few months there, good sir. We are almost the same age, you and I. Jackson Kent, and that is numbered to 299 for the Nationals. Congratulations to Morgie, our very first numbered card right off the jump. Beautiful. Our first autograph, and it goes to the Nationals also. Congratulations to Morgie, and thank you so much, Rob Richardson. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing, my man. Travis Sikora, not numbered. Owen Keisey for the Cubbies, and Joseph Redfield for the Angels, I believe. Nice. Let's sleeve up our very first autograph. Congratulations to Morgie. Thank you so much, Rob Richardson, for paying that forward to the family, my brother. Sleeving up our first numbered card for Morgie also. And that is 268 out of 299 on the Jackson Kent. Nice one. Okie dokie. Heck of a first pack there for the Nationals. Moving on. How about Creeper Candiotti's son, Clark Candiotti? Shout out to Tom Candiotti. Chase Burns. Right off the jump. Beautiful for Cincinnati. Andrew Walters for the Guardians. And that is numbered to 149. That is 144 out of 149. And that one goes to Nick Federici. Nice one, Nick. Braden Montgomery on the Domination. Theo Gillen on the Ping. I believe that is a Tampa Bay Ray. Yep. Our second autograph is a doozy for the Boston Red Sox. How about Mr. Kyle Teal? And that one is numbered to 75. Congratulations to Kirk Noah. That's a nice one, Kirk. And Kyle Teal is no slouch. Brand new 55-point junk wax vintage top loader for you there, Kirk Noah. 37 out of 75 there for you, Kirkamus. On the stand he goes. Finishing that one off, we have Mark's cousin, Sean Keys, for Toronto, and a little J.D. Dix
Giggity, giggity.
Nice one. All right, sleeving up the Optic Walters. I don't think they're actually branded Optic, but I call them Optic because, for lack of a better term, they are chromium type cards. And that one is numbered to 149. On the stand he goes. All right, moving on. That's right, Mark. Your second cousin, thrice removed. Kirk Noah. I love it. Thank you so much, good sir. Looking forward to getting that one underneath the microscope, my friend. All right, for the Oakland Athletics. Ryan Lasko. Going to Timbo. Kellen Lindsay for the Trolley Dodgers. Going to Robert Parkinson. Savage. Trey Savage. Not numbered for Toronto. Bryce Eldridge. Prepping for the pros for the Gigantes. Great Christian Scott. And that is 66 out of 199 for the Mets. Going to Nick Federici. Mr. Wright. I want to say that he is a Trolley Dodger, but that is 90th on print to 149. If somebody wants to double check me on the Jacob Wright, I think he's a Trolley Dodger, but I could be wrong. Adrian Santana for Tampa Bay and Kendall George, who is a Trolley Dodger, definitely. Nice one. Sleeving up our third autograph. It is an either Angel or Trolley Dodger, and I think it's a Trolley Dodger. Thank you, Trevor Taylor. He said Trolley Dodgers. Beautiful, buddy. I appreciate that help. Thank you, good sir. On the stand he goes. We're sleeving up the great Christian Scott for the Mets to 199. And the Savage on the chromium type card. All right, folks, we are down to our penultimate base pack magic. For Minnesota, Tanner Hall. Carson Benji for the Mets. Bryce Cunningham. I want to say he's a pinstripe, but I could be wrong. Bryce Cunningham. Somebody want to look him up and see if he's either a Met or a pinstripe. Bryce Cunningham. Wyatt Sanford. Not Wyatt Langford. Wyatt Sanford. Pirates. I think he goes to the Pittsburgh Pirates on the Sanford. Jacob Speedy Gonzalez for the White Sox to 199, and that one goes to Melody. Hey, thank you so much. He is indeed a Yankee on the Cunningham. Sincerely appreciate the vouch there. Thank you, brother. Sleeving up the Gonzalez. Ooh, and we have a Gigante Auto coming up next. Kirk Noah. Congratulations again, my friend. How about Walker Martin? Yep. Gigantes. I appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you for the help on that Cunningham. Rodney Green for the Athletics. And Tyler of the Black for Milwaukee. Brew Crew. That one goes to Trevor Taylor. All right, sleeving up the Walker. Another one for Kirk Noah. Kirk is doing very well this morning. Silly me, he's got to go in a 55er. There you go, my dude. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Last base pack magic. Good luck. For the Cubbies, Mr. Grant Taylor. DeLauder for Cleveland. Bryce Eldridge for the Gigantes on the chromium. Not numbered. Christian Moore on the Prepping for the Pros. Christian Moore, so nice you got him twice. And that one is numbered 67 out of 99 on the ping. Beautiful. So he is either going to be Angels or Trolley Dodgers. Need to do some research on that, gentlemen. Christian Moore. Is that Angels or Trolley Dodgers, my friends? Hey, what's up, Greg? Welcome back, buddy. Richard Davis, good to see you. Exactly right there. I see you, Mike. Mac Horbath for Tampa Bay. Congratulations to Mark Keys. Ask and you shall receive there, buddy. That's right, Kirk Noah. Thank you. So he goes to the Angels, the Christian Moore. Horbath is not numbered. Colton Yellow Ledbetter. Shout out to Mark Keys again. And last but not least for the Cardinals, Brian Holiday. Excellent. Folks, we got some sleevers out of that one. Mark Keys, who was just saying that he didn't get anything out of this break. And then pulls an autograph. Gotta love it. Thank you so much, Richard Davis. Wonderful to see you, you handsome son of a gun. How are you this morning, buddy? Sleeving that one up for Mr. Mark Keys and the Tampa Bay Rays. Goodness gracious, my friends. It's a lot of autographs. Sleeving and top-loading the Christian Moore for the Angels. Numbered to 99. That is our first numbered ping edition. And the Angels is Trevor Taylor. Nice one, Trevor Taylor. Pretty one there, buddy. And we're going to sleeve up the Eldridge also. So, folks, we are down to that fabled pack number 4.
One down, one to go.
Good luck, my friends. It is absolutely wonderful to see each and every one of you over here on TikTok this morning. I appreciate you making some time for me. And thank you to the rest of the family over here on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and Facebook. Good morning, everybody. Disco Dane, top of the morning to you, legend. All right, here we go. Last pack magic. Mike Sirota for WKRP in Cincinnati. Cole Carrick for Colorado. How about Lil Troy? Wanna be a baller? And that one is numbered to 39. How about penultimate on print? 38 out of 39. Nice one for the Diamondbacks. Nick Federici. Beautiful, buddy. A black velocity prism. Lil Troy. He gets a 55er also. Lowest numbered card of the break thus far. Nice one, Mr. Federici. Aw, thank you, Mark Keys. I appreciate that, bud. Old Man Silva says over here on Twitch, hey, UK-based viewer from across the pond. I love it so much, Mr. Silva. He says, loving your stream. I've been lurking, just watching, hoping to get involved one day. You are hitting me in the feels over here, my friend. Thank you so much for the kind words. Remember, there is never any obligation to participate financially. If you can, that's amazing. And it definitely helps to keep this thing going. But I always want you to know that you are more than welcome to lurk. You are more than welcome to just participate and be here with the family. That's what it's all about. So thank you, my friend. And nice to have another brother from across the pond. Shout out to Old Man Silva. Welcome to the family, buddy. All right, last but not least, folks, we have a dollop of Dollander. Travis Bazzana for Cleveland. Nice one. 6th autograph for the Boston Red Sox. Zach Earhard. And that is numbered to 199. And that one goes to Kirk Noah again. Oh, my Lanta, Kirk Noah. Save some for the rest of us, pal. I'm just kidding. Congratulations, Kirk. You deserve every bit of it, buddy. Nice one, my man. Beautiful. Last but not least, my friends, we have David Shields for Kansas City. Ethan Salas, who is playing down there in San Antonio. And that's the last card. I'm going to go ahead and sleeve up the Bazzana Domination. And remember, folks, we have a Travis Bazzana autographed baseball up here that I think we're going to razzie off after we get done with the 10 autographed baseball. And, folks, we are getting so close on that 10 autographed baseball. I am chomping at the bit to see who wins an almost $1,000 baseball for possibly only 10 bucks. Getting close on that one, folks. Alrighty. Another beautiful, beautiful Junk Wax Vintage Family break in the books. Thank you so much, you legends. If you would allow me just a moment, we'll do a little recap. All right. So, out of our second box, out of our sealed case of 2024 Panini Prospects, we have the Bazzana for Cleveland, the Eldridge for the Gigantes, the Cunningham for the Pinstripes, Gonzalez to 199 for the White Sox, Savage on the Chromium, Great Christian Scott 66 out of 199 for the Mets, Walker Martin for the Gigantes, Christian Moore for the Angels to 99, Jackson Kent for the Nationals to 299, Travis Sikora for the Nationals, auto, Kyle Teal for the Bo Sox, and the Kyle Teal is number 275. Zach Earhart for the Boston Red Sox, and that one is number 199. Drew Walters for Cleveland, Jacob Wright for the Trolley Dodgers. I think he went to 149. And did we say he was an Angel or a Trolley Dodger? I think we said Angels on that one. Of course, my friends, I will definitely go back and double check before we sort these. Then we have Mac Horvath for the Tampa Bay Rays going to Mr. Mark Keys. Horvath not numbered. And last but not least, the Tommy Troy for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And he is numbered to 39. Thank you, Trevor Taylor. He goes to the Trolley Dodgers. Nice, buddy. Thank you. There you go, everybody. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for starting the morning the right way. If you folks would allow me just a moment for a little spot of housekeeping. And I think we're getting close to halfway on the third box out of this sealed case. It is hard to believe that we are almost into April, my friends. I don't know about you guys, but 2025 is flying by. Goodness gracious. Slow down time. Slow down. Jeff Rotel, thank you for dropping that link in the chat, good buddy. I appreciate it so, so much. I'll be right back. All right, all right. Oh my Lanta! Ladies and gentlemen, I know I've said it many, many times before, and I'll say it again. I sit down here, it feels like I've been here for like 45 minutes. And then I look down at the clock, and we have been here for 2 hours. Damn, time flies when you're hanging out with your best buddies. Hey, sounds good, Mark Keys. Whatever is best for you, my man. All right, let's refresh that shop, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to go ahead and call a last call. If you would like to rip something down from junkwaxvintage.com, my dear friends, now is the time to do so. But of course, there is never any obligation to do so. And if you want to wait until later tonight, that's okay too. Always, my friends, keep in mind, I go live 8 a.m. in the morning, 7 p.m. in the evenings, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, like today. And if you make a purchase from junkwaxvintage.com while I'm not live, you can depend on that purchase waiting for you right here on my next live show. And I cannot thank each and every one of you enough that pre-purchase before the shows, because like I have said many times, and I'll say it again, it really helps me to tentatively kind of plan out how the show's going to go. So I appreciate it so much. Thank you. There you go, Mikey. I'm with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it does look like we have some new spots up here. Let's see if we have filled another break. Because if we fill this bad boy, we are not going anywhere. I will prolong my breakfast burritos, my friends, and we will bust into another box. Thank you for bearing with me while I lock in some spots. Kirk Noah, I see the pre-grade you legend. Thank you. Then we have Mr. Fenger, a marvelous Minnesotan, taking spot number 30. Got you locked in, Ryan. Our thin blue line, Mr. Grayson King, a nasty Nebraskan, taking down spot number 19. Next, Mr. O'Brien. Number 3. Thank you, Kev. Oh, I got you locked in there, Kevin. So I think we're current after that, folks. Trevor Taylor, number 28. Yep, we good. There you go, legends. Approaching halfway on our third box. Let me refresh that shop one more time and see if I got something here from you, Dante. I'm not seeing it, but that doesn't mean you did not. I trust you. There it is. It just popped up. Beautiful. Number 11. I got you, Dante. I appreciate you bearing with me on that one, buddy. Sometimes they take just a couple of minutes to come through. There you go, Dante. And your Inferno. Beautiful. Mr. Padilla. So I bust into a Red's breakfast burrito almost every single day. Shout out to Red's. And H-E-B, for that matter. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I will be monitoring that throughout the day because I have a very strong hunch that we might be busting into that one tonight. Threaten me with a good time. Perfect timing, ladies and gentlemen. I just finished that last spicy water. So as always, my friends, I cannot thank you enough for starting the morning the right way. If you are new here this morning, my friends, if you have never seen this face before, hi, my name is Dalen, also known as Junkwax Vintage. You can find me here almost every single morning, and my mission is simple. I'm just trying to smack you with that daily dose of positivity, show you some sweet, sweet trading cards, provide some camaraderie, and always a whole heck of a lot of laughs. So thank you as always for being here with me this morning, my friends. The Wax Job, thank you for smacking us with the follow button. I appreciate you. Mikey, question. He says, Dalen, what's your Reds points looking at this point? You want to see? I'm happy to show you. I haven't sent them off yet. I'm slacking. So check this out, folks. I have a project going here. So these are all Reds burrito points. Those are all pockets of 10. So I have to sort them into, these are 20 points each. So there's 10 of these in each one. Okay? So there's one page, 2 pages. Working on number 4, actually, because we have number 3 full right there. Yes, I do, Mikey. And then we're working on page number 4. So you see there's 20 in each one there. And then check this out. I actually just started putting them in groups of 10. So all I have to do is staple them to the paper. And I have like hundreds of them. So yeah, lots of Reds points, my friends. And I gotta be honest, I'm kind of putting that on the back burner because it's not something that's like mandatory. It's not anything I need. You know what I mean? So business has got to come first. But we're getting there. So fun fact, my friends, Reds has a swag program. So basically you turn those points in for Red swag, like hoodies, t-shirts. They have a cornhole set that you could get. They have like a barbecue set you could get. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And the fun fact, my friends, I think I qualify for all of it. I think I could literally buy one of every single thing they have in the reward shop because of all the points we have. It's pretty sweet. Good morning, Mark Bluma. I am happy to refresh that shop, you legend. My pleasure. Let's do it. Ah, Brian Smith, I like it. Oscar Ruiz, those are Reds points, my man. Oh my Lanta. Mark Bluma. Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, my burritos are going to have to wait because we're getting into our third box of Panini Prospects. Cannot thank you enough, Mark Bluma, you legend. Cadillac, is that my buddy over there? And I appreciate you asking, Mr. Padilla. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is that my favorite umpire over there? Caddy Jeremy Caldwell. Good to see you this morning, you legend. And I gotta smack you with a follow, buddy. There you go. Excellent. Good to see you this morning, Jeremy Caldwell. I do have a burrito problem, it's true. 2 hands and 1 mouth. All right, Mark Bluma took down the rest of the spots. And I cannot thank you enough, Mr. Bluma. But I appreciate you bearing with me, my friends. I am going to go spot by spot and put these in because there was a time that I accidentally made a mistake thinking that Mark bought all the last spots. So I'm not going to do that again. We have learned from that mistake. So, allow me just a moment, folks. Thank you in advance. Number 1. Number 17. Number 16. Number 27. Number 9. Number 22. Number 2. Number 18. 12. 26. 23. 4. 5. 29. 14 and 21. And we full. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Mark Bluma, I cannot thank you enough, you legend. Excited to bust into our third box out of this sealed case. And best of luck to you, brother. Thank you for bearing with me for just a moment while I get him locked in. Excellent. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I like it so much, Dante. Thank you, good sir. There you go, Trevor Taylor. That's right. I appreciate you boys and girls so damn much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is right, Jeffro. Yes, they do. Hey, Trevor Taylor. So, bro, just a fun fact, pro tip on the Reds burritos. I never use a microwave, ever. I always put them in the oven. So I have a little, like a tiny convection oven that sits up on the counter, like an air fryer kinda. It has an air fryer setting, but it's not a true air fryer where you pull out that big bowl. I don't have that. But it's like a little tiny convection oven. So it goes in for, I have perfected this technique, by the way, through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of burritos. So turn it to 375, put it in for 14 minutes. Make sure you have the oven preheated. But if you do it that way, they taste so much better, in my humble opinion. So try it that way, Double T. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we must do. Let's see who gets what, shall we? Shout out to Ms. Rachel for our sweet little dice roll tray. 14 minutes, Mikey, 14. 375 for 14 minutes. And the trick is you got to make sure the oven is preheated first. So you're going to put it into an oven that's already at 375. If you put it in for 14 minutes and like you just start it and then you put it in for 14 minutes, it will not be cooked all the way. So you got to make sure the oven's preheated. 375, 14 minutes. You're welcome. All right, Danny Rendon, calling number 6. Brian Smith, number 9.
Giggity, giggity.
I like where your heads are at, gentlemen. Lucky number 5. Hope you guys can see that. That is lucky number 5. Let's do it. You folks know the drill. As always, you will have just a couple of minutes to trade your teams if you would like. But remember, there is never any obligation to do so. I'm always just trying to give you guys and girls the most opportunities to get the teams that you want, even in a random break. Ah, very nice, Uncle Smitty. My man. Buen provecho, hermano. All right, folks. 5 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you were so inclined, you can start trading your teams, right? Meow. There you go. And it is damn good to see you this morning, Jeremy Caldwell. We got to bust into a brand new spicy water, folks. Excuse me. Shout out to Johnny Utah, also known as Brandon Franz, also known as my co-host. Dante, you got your favorite team? Beautiful, my man. I have said it before and I will say it again. I never apologize for the redundancy. It is one of my absolute favorite things on this channel when you guys get your teams organically in a random break. Cheers to you, buddy. You know, folks, I have said it before and I will say it again. I'm not a hugely religious person, but what I do believe is the synchronicity of our world. I think that everything happens for a reason. There is no such thing as a coincidence, and if you're here this morning and you got your organic team, I think that's life kind of telling you that you're right in the spot that you are supposed to be. I know it sounds a little woo-woo, but that's how my brain works. Brandon Franz, wonderful to see you this morning. Johnny Utah, I did not even know you were here. Good to see you, you handsome son of a gun. Oh, Kurt Noah. Oh, no. Happens to the best of us, my man. Mark Bluma says, give these Rockies to Brian. I am happy to do that, my brother. You betcha. I appreciate you paying that one forward. That is spot number 22. We'll let that whiteout dry for just a second, actually. Wax Job. I am with you, my man. I agree. And good morning. Nice to have you. I appreciate you being here, my friend. Folks, can we get that warm junk wax vintage welcome to the Wax Job?
This is the coolest thing I have ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I love it, Super Grover. Thank you, buddy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am not seeing any trading down here in the chat. I will call you Wax, but I actually prefer that you call me Dalen. D-A-L-E-N. That is my first name. That is what I prefer. If that's okay, my man. Like Dale plus N. D-A-L-E-N. Also known as Junk Wax Vintage. So, folks, if you are new here this morning, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. My name is Dalen, also known as Junk Wax Vintage. You can find me here Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. in the morning, Tuesday through Friday, I should say. I do not go live on Saturday mornings, but we do go live Saturday evenings. So I would implore you to follow us over on Instagram, because on Instagram, my friends, we drop a weekly schedule there every week. And you can see exactly when and where I will be. Hey, thank you so much, Wax. Nice to have you, my man. So, Wax, if there's ever a time that I can call you by your first name, I try to call everybody here in the family that comes here consistently on their first name. I do my damnedest. There you go, Mikey. You silly goose. All right, folks. I think I'm going to go ahead and start locking these in. I can always go back and white out if I need to. Aw, Brian Smith. My brother over here on Twitch. He says, I am not lying. These top loaders are like the best I've ever seen. It's kind of crazy. Thank you, my friend. So like I've said before, I don't use that as a sales tactic. I'm just being completely transparent with you. How we did this, and for those of you that don't know, we do make our own supplies here at Junk Wax Vintage. If I can get it to focus. So folks, we make 35 point, 55 point, 75 point, 100 point, and 130 point top loaders. And how we did that is we work with a company, and they sent us 20 different samples. And myself and my wife went through them, and we used them. We tested them over the course of a couple of weeks, and we found the ones that we liked the best, and then we mass-produced them. So I appreciate that so much, Brian Smith. Thank you, bro. I love it. Sounds great, Wax. Thank you, my man. Breaking Pokemon and non-sports is your game. Very cool. We do some Pokemon here and non-sports here also. So if it comes in packs, we rip it. From Pokemon to WWE to UFC, Star Wars, Garbage Pail Kids, you name it. If it comes in packs, we rip it. And of course, my friends, if you have not gone and checked out junkwaxvintage.com yet, please do. I pride ourselves in having the most expansive inventory that you're going to find on TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, Kick, or YouTube. Test me. Hey, what's up, Jesse? I sincerely appreciate you, Mr. Tucker. Thank you so much for the kind words, bud. And you know what? I can't follow everybody, but I got you, Mr. Tucker. Ooh, we have another Canadian in the family. Nice, buddy. Nice to have you. Eh? Good morning to our resident rock star. Good to see you, Lonnie. How are you doing this morning, you handsome son of a gun? Thank you so much, Rob Richardson. I appreciate the vouch, good buddy. That's exactly right, Jeff Rowe. True story. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think so. Daddy Rendon. I see you, Dante. All right, ladies and gents. Ooh, good morning, Melly P. How are you doing this morning, you legend? Great to see you as always. Big hugs. Firm handshakes all around. All right, ladies and gents. I got to lock in some teams here. I appreciate you bearing with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mark Bluma. Your first of many spots is going to be the Brew Crew. And Mark Bluma, I specifically have to very much thank you, my man, because without you right now, we would not be doing this break. I sincerely appreciate you snagging the last spots, Mark Bluma. Thank you, legend. Number 2 is the Braves for Mark Bluma. So, folks, if you need to go use the restroom or grab yourself a fresh beverage, now would be a perfect time to do it. It's going to take me a couple of minutes to write these teams in here. I apologize in advance. I know it's not the most entertaining thing in the world watching me write. Kevin O'Brien, number 3, you got the Orioles. Shout out to Uncle Moosey. Mr. Bluma, 4 and 5, Dodgers and White Sox. Kirk Noah, 6 and 7. Yankees and Red Sox. Mikey, number 8, you got the Pirates. Mark Bluma, number 9, you got the Rays. Mikey, number 10, you got the Tigers. Dante, number 11, the Blue Jays, my man. Excellent. Gotta love it when one of our Canadians gets their Blue Jays. Mark Bluma, number 12, you got the Cardinals. Shout out to Jeff Rowe and Kyle Willard. Chris Ryder, number 13, you got San Diego. Mr. Bluma, number 14, you got the Nationals. Robert Parkinson, number 15, you got the Marlins. Hey, thank you so much, J-Rod. I love having you over here on Twitch this morning, you legend. Thank you. There you go, Mr. Russell. Ooh, that's a cool emote, my man. Nice one, Jason. Wolverine is my favorite comic book character, fun fact. Oh, by the way, folks, speaking of comic books, I found some really cool ones in the collection that we just got. Super excited to show you some more comic books. They're coming. Of course you can. So, ladies and gentlemen, shh. So our buddy Mikey wants me to mention Project Amanda. So Project Amanda is a group project that we are trying to give Mrs. Junkwax her chair for the new studio. So we have a small group put together outside of social media because we don't want Amanda to see it. So shh. If you would like to help out with a chair for, as Melody would say, Mrs. Wax Boss, I appreciate it in advance. And all you got to do is hit me with a DM or hit our buddy Mikey over here on Twitch with a DM and we'll get you squared away. Thank you in advance to all of you who have already helped. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. And we are definitely going to make Mrs. Junkwax cry in the best of ways. So thank you in advance, everybody. Remember, there is never any obligation, but if you can help, that would be rad. The more people we have, the less you got to pitch in. All right, back to it. And thank you, my friends, for keeping that down. If you ever see Amanda in the chat, we do not mention that. The only reason I'm mentioning it right now is because she's still asleep. Shh. Trevor Taylor. Nope, nope, nope. She's not. She does not make it common practice to go back and watch replays. Luckily. All right, Mark Bluma, back to it. Number 16, you got the Athletics. Mark Bluma, 17 and 18. Diamondbacks and Angels. Grayson, our thin blue line, number 19, you got the Royals. Our family fisherman, Patrick Freund, taking down the Astros. In spot number 20, somebody bang a trash can. Mark Bluma, number 21, you got the Guardians. I'm going to leave Brian Smith till last because he's got a whiteout spot. I don't want to smear it. Mark Bluma, number 23, you got the Reds. Danny Maloney.
Oh, yeah.
Macho Danny Savage taking down my Seattle Mariners. Congratulations, my brother. Robert Parkinson, number 25, you got the Fighting Phillies. I like to have a go around with that Philly. Mark Bluma, number 26 and 27, you got our Rangers. Shout out to Caesar. The Gigantes, shout out to Rob. Double T, Trevor Taylor, my fellow Austinite, taking the Cubbies. Mark Bluma, number 29, you got Minnesota. And Ryan Fenger, you got the Mets. I'm so sorry you missed your Minnesota Twins by one spot there, Mr. Fenger. That hurts. Ouch. And last but definitely not least is our buddy, Mr. Brian Smith. Taking down the Rockies. Excellent. My dear friends, my family, would you do me a solid? Take a gander at that list, and if it looks appropriate, may I please have a hell yeah in the chat so I know you're ready. Cheers, my friends. Baroast. Oh, yeah. Good morning, Devin Goolsby. How you doing, bro? Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Jeffro. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Kirk. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Devin. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Melody, Jason, Dante. I appreciate you all so damn much. Shout out to Lonnie. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to Caddy Jeremy Caldwell, Mr. Padilla, Richard Davis, Greg, Mike, Jordan, Drew. I appreciate you all so damn much. Kobe. Que bueno verte. Awesome to see ya. Sounds excellent, Devin Goolsby. I'll check that right after the show, good buddy. All right, legends. Thank you for lighting that chat up like the 4th of July. I hope we all know who we have. Folks, this will be, more than likely, our last rip of this terrific Tuesday morning. Good luck. Oh, you know it, Danny Rendon. I see you, Brian Smith. Slicing that plastic for Grandpa Brucey. I hope I find each and every one of you something juicy. I hope we get a freak box full of autographs and one-of-ones. Pack number 4 to the side. It is Tradicion. Good luck. Let's go. Yes, we are Timbo T. Wood. So we just busted into our 3rd hobby box out of our sealed case of Panini Prospects. And my friends, you already know, we will have another random breakup right behind this one. So box number 4 will be up very, very soon. All right, PJ Morlando for Miami. Braylon Dalen Dowdy for Cleveland. Balake Mitchell for the Royals. Nice one. And that one is numbered to 199. Grayson King, our first numbered card. Kalen Dalen Culpepper. That is Dante Culpepper's son for Minnesota. Braylon Dalen Payne on the ping. Going to the Brew Crew. Our first autograph, I believe, is a White Sox. And I think White Sox is Mark Bluma. Zach DeLoach. That is not numbered. Somebody want to double check me? I'm almost positive that's a White Sox. Thatcher Hurd. And I believe he is a Met. Of course, my friends, you already know I will go back and double check these as we sort them. And then last but not least, a Cubby, Taisu Thacine. Trevor Taylor, that is a White Sox. Thank you, my man, for the verification. I appreciate it. So first autograph going to the White Sox, and that is Mr. Mark Bluma. Congratulations, Mark. We are also going to sleeve up that Balake Mitchell. Excellent. Nice first pack. Welcome back, Tim Back. Excellent to see you, my man. Thank you so much for sharing out my live, you legend. Good to see you, buddy. All right, we got Enrique Bradfield Jr. for the Orioles. For the White Sox, Christian Opper. Wyatt Sanford for the Pirates. Not numbered. Nick Kurtz for the Athletics on the Preppin' for the Pros. Aiden May, numbered to 299 for Bienvenidos a Miami. Robert Parkinson, 99 out of 299 there, my man. Ooh. We have a redemption. We're going to sweat that one out till the end. Keyshaw for Minnesota, and Nate Dome for the Mets, last but not least. We have still yet to do 5 for 5 this morning, J-Rob. Thank you for the reminder, my brother. Sleeving up the Aiden May to $2.99. Moving on. Tim Back, I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday, you handsome son of a gun. Good to see you, bro. Andrew Walters for the Guardians. Mikey Romero for the Bo Sox. Pirates Connor Griffin. Dante Nori. Shout out to Dante Ciafala, one of the newest members of the family. Oh, wow. Shout out to the Mets. The lowest numbered ping that we have found, numbered to 25. Beautiful. 11 out of 25, Carson Benji. Shout out to Benji. Mike Bovey, to 125 for the Milwaukee Brewers. Nice one. Kind of snuck up on me there. Congratulations to Mark Bluma again. And that one is numbered to 125. Your second autograph, Mr. Bluma. Jaron DeBerry for Milwaukee, and Wyatt Sanford for the Pirates, last but not least. Tim back, gearing up for some Taco Tuesday. I love it, buddy. Great to see you this morning, Tim. Couple of legendary Tims in the chat over here on TikTok. Oh, my Lanta. All right, we're going to carefully sleeve up that 11 out of 25 Carson Benji. Nice one for the Mets. And that goes to Ryan Fenger. Congratulations, Ryan. Beautiful card, buddy. $11 out of 25 there, Mr. Fenger. You are so welcome, my man. Little housekeeping. Excellent. Alrighty. Let's move on. This is our penultimate base pack magic. The only thing that would make these cards cooler is if they doubled up the amount of packs that was in them. All right, shout out to Mr. James Berkey, Balake Berkey, Chase Alsop. That goes to the Orioles. J.D. Dix for the Diamondbacks, going to Mark Bluma. And he is numbered 34 out of 149 on the Dix. Ryan Waldschmidt on the Domination. Ping, Kalen, Dalen, Culpepper. Bryce Matthews, somebody bang a trash can for the Astros. And I think that one goes to Mr. Patrick Freund, our family fisherman. Excellent. And that is numbered 71 out of 75. Not too shabby, Patrick Freund. Nathan Detmer for the Athletics, and Lael Lockhart for the Trolley Dodgers. Last but not least. Got a couple of sleevers there, folks. That Bryce Matthews. These are so pretty. Really cool looking cards, in my humble opinion. I think they're really unique. There's not any cards that look like this. So you know if you pull one of these, you know exactly where it came from, right? There's no mistake in that. On the stand he goes. All right, my dear friends. This is our last base pack magic before we bust into that fabled pack number 4. Good luck. That's right, Trevor Taylor, I know it. Oh, yes, it is, Patrick Freund. Felicidades, my brother. Congratulations. Stoked I could find you one this morning, our family fisherman. All right, we have Angel Martinez. I like the cut of his Jeb. Mitch Jeb. My name is Jeb. Ooh, die cut. Jorbit Vivas. Vivas La Jorbit. And that is numbered to 90. Going to the pinstripes. Dante's so nice, we have seen him thrice, if we count Dante in the chat. Noble Meyer for the Marlins, going to Robert Parkinson to 299. Marlins doing well in this break. Hackenberg for the Braves. And that one goes to Mark Bluma again. Nice one, Mr. Bluma. That one is not numbered, but I'll sleeve that one up for you, my man. Our 4th autograph of the break. And I think that redemption's going to have our 5th or 6th, for that matter. All right, last but not least, in our last base pack, my friends, we got Eric Hernandez Tony's cousin, and Carson Rocafort for the Royals. Finishing that one off.
One down, one to go.
Sleeving up our numbered cards and die cut here. All right, everybody. Last pack magic. Oh, yeah. Good luck, legends. And you know what? I just want to give everybody credit right now. Thank you for being here with me this morning. Folks, if you are new here, welcome. If you are an OG of this family, welcome back. Big hugs, firm handshakes all around. It has been a truly terrific Tuesday morning in the front yard, and I blame each and every one of you for it. So thank you for being here, and thank you for just being you. Let's do it. Possibly last pack of the morning. Starting with a pinstripe. Jorge Lombard Jr. Hagen Smith for the White Sox. Brody Brecht. I want to say that's a White Sox. Nope, just kidding. That is a Colorado Rocky on the Brecht. Carter Holton for Atlanta. Ryan Clifford for the Mets. That is numbered to 199. That one goes to Ryan Fenger as well. Emilian Petrie for the Tampa Bay Rays. And that one goes to Mark Bluma again. Gotta wet my whistle. Sleeving that one up for you, Mark. That one is not numbered. Last but not least, we have Kemp Alderman with the Weather. And Yainer Fernandez for the Trolley Dodgers. Excellent. Folks, we got to sleeve up that Ryan Clifford. So, my friends, I think Mark Bluma got 4 of the autographs thus far, and we're still waiting on one more. That redemption. So, speaking of that redemption, let's see what we have, shall we? You know it's only right. We got to bust out the sweat beat. Good luck. Future Legend Signature. Luke Keyshaw. And I believe that is a Minnesotan, but I could be wrong. Somebody want to double check me on that? That's right, Miss Melody. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, whenever we bust out that sweat bee, it's getting pretty serious. Hey, what's up, Connor? Nice to see you over here on TikTok, good buddy. So like I said, folks, if somebody wants to double check me on that, I believe that is a Minnesota Twin. But I could be wrong. Luke Keyshaw on the redemption. And Mark Bluma. He is a twin. Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And by God, Roy D. Mercer. M-E-R-C-E-R. Good morning, by God, to Mr. Andy Myers. Good to see you this morning, you legend. Top of the morning to you, brother. So, Mark Bluma, you had the Twinkies in that one, my friend. If you would like me to redeem that for you, I'm happy to do it. If you want me to send that to you so you can redeem it, happy to do that too. You just let me know, good buddy. Always an option. All right, legends, give me just a moment, and we'll bust through some housekeeping. Folks, I think we have yet to see a case hit. Also, all right. That was a fun one. Ryan Clifford going to the Mets to 199. Brody Brecht on the Chromium. Noble Meyer to $2.99 for Miami. J.D. Dix on the Prism Parallel, and that is numbered to $149 for the Diamondbacks. Hard to see it, but there you go. Wyatt Sanford for the Pirates on the Chromium, not numbered. Jorbit Vivas on the die cut for the Pinstripes, and that one is numbered 42 out of 90. Aiden May for the Marlins to $2.99. Balake Mitchell for the Royals, and that is numbered to $1.99. Into our autographs here, my friends. First one for the Atlanta Braves going to Mark Bluma. Second one for the Tampa Bay Rays going to Mark Bluma. Third one for the Milwaukee Brewers going to Mark Bluma. Fourth one for the White Sox going to Mark Bluma. Fifth one for the Astros going to Patrick Freund. Keyshaw for Minnesota. So Mark Bluma got 5 out of the 6 autographs in this break. Congratulations, Mark Bluma. And then last but not least for the Mets, the Carson Benji, number 11 out of 25. And that one goes to Mr. Ryan Fenger. Congratulations again, you legends. That is not 1, but 2 breaks this morning. My friends, that is a truly terrific way to start our week, and our Tuesday for that matter. So, if you would allow me just a moment for a little spot of housekeeping, I'm going to come back. I'm going to refresh that shop one more time just to make sure I'm not missing anything. And then I'm going to hit you with some final thoughts. I'll be right back. Oh, hell yeah. Hey, Mark Bluma, all thanks go to you this morning, my brother. I will very politely push back. We would not have gotten into that third break at this moment without you, my brother. So thank you so very, very much for lighting that website up like the 4th of July. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to refresh that shop. I have called last call. Let's see if we have anything else in there. Shall we? Why, thank you to Miss Melly P. Getting us a little closer on our football break. Let's see what that incredible human being did over here. Taking down the Cowboys. Thank you so much, Miss Melody. There you go, Melly. So, folks, this is our basketball break. I see you, Trevor Taylor. Aw, thank you, Melody. Oh, you betcha. Get out of my head, young lady. So, folks, I'm going to give you a little breakdown of the breaks that we now have open up there at junkwaxvintage.com. So we do have a basketball break up there, my friends. Remember, that is 3 hobby boxes. So that is $49 a spot, but the good news is you get into over $1,000 worth of boxes for just $49. So as always, my friends, I knew that one was going to take a little bit to fill because we don't have a hugely basketball-centric audience, but the only way we're going to build that audience is putting breaks up there like this, right? So I appreciate you bearing with the time it takes to fill that one. It'll take just a little bit, but it will fill when it's supposed to. I'm confident. How about UFC? That is 2023 Chronicles UFC, 2024 Topps Chrome UFC, and then a 2020 Striking Signatures box. So we're looking at 5 autographs in that one. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spots to go until we get to bust into all 3 of those boxes. And then, of course, my friends, we have a football break up there. And I think we are approaching halfway on that little bad boy. That is Pick Your Team. And remember, folks, that is, again, over $1,000 worth of boxes. That Spectre box is $800 alone. And then the Contenders box has 5 autographs also. So that is 9 autographs total. And if you remember the first round of that, it was a blast. So I cannot hardly wait to see what we pull out of that second round. That is round 2 on that one. So there you go, folks. And then we will be posting another couple of breaks up there today. You already know that you will see box number 4 out of our Panini Prospects up there today, probably pretty soon, too. So if I was a betting man, I'd say it'll probably be up there before noon today. So maybe, hopefully, we can fill another one of those for tonight. That would be great. I also have a little surprise up my sleeve for you. I'm going to put a juicy one up there today, my friends. So, I will implore you to keep your eyes peeled to junkwaxvintage.com today, my friends. Not only do I think we have some new products coming into the shop, I know that we're going to have some new breaks up there. And they're going to be some good ones. I think we're going to put up some Bowman Draft combined with a jumbo leaf metal box. So there's going to be 10 autographs in the leaf metal box, 3 autographs in the Bowman Draft. It'll be a Bowman Draft jumbo box. And then I think I threw in our very last box of Donruss Optic out of our sealed case. So I think we're looking at 15 autographs in that break. That's going to be a fun one. Oh, there you go, Dante. Yep. So that will be up there today, my brother. I hope, anyway. Worst case scenario, maybe tomorrow. I might be being a little ambitious, but I'm going to do my damnedest to get those up there today. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I pre-graded a heroic amount of cards yesterday. So I'm going to continue that today. I'm getting so close to getting down the backlog. I'm getting so close to being current. So I appreciate you folks bearing with me on that one. Thank you so much. I'll be doing more of that today also. All right, legends. Thank you again for a seriously terrific Tuesday morning. Shout out to all my TikTokers over here. The Sports Dad, Derek Dilly, the Dilly Dog, Mr. Poling, Lonnie, Mr. Brassard. I appreciate you all hanging out with me this morning. Thank you so much. As always, folks, I need you to go out there today, and I need you to do me a solid. When you go out there today in all of your dealings in the world, first and foremost, please be good to yourselves. Remember, we all use that inner monologue. So when you're talking to yourself, say nice things. You got to pump yourself up instead of pushing yourself down. Try to be your own best cheerleader today, my friends. Remember, your thoughts eventually become your actions, and your actions become your life. So it all starts up here. So please be good to yourselves. Secondly, please be good to the people around you. Practice the heck out of that golden rule. Now, I know what you're going to say, my friends. But Uncle Junkwax, those other human beings out there, they don't make it easy to practice that golden rule. I know. I get it. Sometimes our world, and especially our card hobby, can be chock full of a-holes. I get it. We're all set. We're full in the a-hole department. We don't need any more. What we do need is kindness, patience, tolerance, and empathy. And you, my friend, can be the change that you want to see in the world today. I have faith in you. So please, be good to yourselves. Please, no matter how difficult those other human beings make it, do your damnedest to practice that golden rule. And lastly, my friends, always remember to practice that attitude of gratitude. When you live in gratitude up here, my friends, it is almost impossible to go out there and have a bad day. Just like when you start it here in the front yard. I have said it before and I'll say it again, my friends. I truly believe that it is absolutely impossible to go out there and have anything less than a stellar day when you started it right here in the junkyard. So, with that being said, do your damnedest to keep that attitude of gratitude, my friends. It does not matter how bad you think your day is going. It does not matter how bad you think your life is going. Always remember that there are hundreds of thousands of other human beings out there right this second who are eating dirt. There's people out there that have to filter their water through mud, right? So it kind of makes those first world problems that we have seem like small potatoes. You know what I mean? So do your damnedest to try to make a list in your mind of things that you are grateful for, the blessings that have been bestowed upon you. And on some days, my friends, that list is longer than others. I get it. But never forget that all of those hundreds of thousands of human beings out there, they would literally unalive somebody to switch spaces with you right now. Even if you think your life is terrible, they would instantly, without even a second thought, do whatever it takes to switch places with you. So act accordingly, my friends. There you go, everybody. I see you, Uncle Smitty. Jason Weddle. I'm just me, buddy, but I appreciate the kind words. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to Uncle Smitty. Yay. My San Antonio hermano. Mark Allen Thompson. Good to see you this morning, you legend. Long time no see, brother. So he says over here on TikTok, 2.2 billion people do not have access to clean water. Yeah, there you go, bro. That's what I'm saying. So more often than not, my friends, I find people that have never left the United States. And I can always tell. And the way you can tell is by somebody living in the United States and thinking that they've got it rough. Because I guarantee you, my friends, you do not. So keep that in mind. And folks, if you have never left the United States on a vacation, I highly suggest that you do so. It will allow you to put things into a perspective that you did not even think you could. So thank you, Mark Allen Thompson, and it's great to see you this morning, my man. Dan IHOP, thank you for smacking the follow button. I appreciate you. So, folks, I know we have a lot of newbies in here this morning, a lot of rookies to the JWVCC. As always, my friends, thank you so much for making some time for me this morning. I would not be able to do this without each and every one of you. Big hugs, firm handshakes all around. My name is Dalen, also known as Junkwax Vintage. You can find me here, smacking you with that daily dose of positivity, Tuesday through Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, and in the evenings at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. On Thursdays and Fridays, we move to 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time because I have lunch wax at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I only go live in the morning and at night. So you'll see me at 7 in the evenings. On Thursdays and Fridays, I go live 3 times a day, so we push it to 7:30 p.m. Hope that makes sense. And I implore you again, my friends, to hit us with that follow over on Instagram because we drop a schedule there every week. So you can just refer to that and you will know exactly where and when I will be. Because like Visa, my friends, I am everywhere you want to be. I love you guys so damn much. Arturo Coto, mi hermano. Hey, there you go, Trevor Taylor. Dante, question. He says, Dalen, is there anywhere I could reach out to you and discuss something about starting my own breaks and rips and streams? Just need some advice. I appreciate that, Dante. Best place to do that, my man, would probably be reach out on junkwaxvintage@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on Facebook. Happy to help you any way I can, buddy. All right, legends. Thank you again. And Dante, on that note, my brother, if you would like to start selling on Whatnot, I would implore you to use the link that I have on my link tree. Let me show you something. So, folks, if you go to my TikTok profile, you will see right here, this link tree is also on my Twitch profile, by the way, just a heads up. So if you click that little bad boy, you go to my link tree, and the second link right there. So I have gotten a lot of messages from people that said that I have inspired them to start selling their own cards, to make their own channel. I love that so much. I love where your head's at. Use that link right there. It helps us both out. Big time. Shameless plug. Thank you again, everybody. I'm going to go mow on some delicious Red's breakfast burritos, but I am already chomping at the bit to be right back here with you at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time because we get to do it all over again. Thank you again, everybody. Make it a great Tuesday. I know you will. And goodbye to my TikTokers first. It has been a truly magnificent last almost 3 hours this morning. We will see you all after dinner tonight. Thank you as always. Smoochies. I think we're alone now. I'm such a dork. Hey, there you go, Trevor Taylor. I love it. Hey, thank you in advance, Dante. Kevin Ward, have a wonderful day, my man. Arturo, Senor Cotto. Tengo un buen día, hermano. Por favor. Brian Smith, Jeff Rotel, Uncle Smitty, yay yay. You already know it. Trevor Taylor, Brian Smith, Jason Weddle, Dante, Kevin, Trevor Taylor, Mikey. Love you all so much. Make it a great day, my friends. I am confident you will. And we'll see you after dinner. Smoochies!
Did we miss Baywatch?
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
When I was tasting you, brother, I found you to be not so bad at all.
And I'm inviting you to come see me and to get it straightened out all in one night, yeah.
Oh, my.
After I beat you and satisfy all the Hulkamaniacs, I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob.
Oh, wow.
Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Come out, Craig. Easy now, fuzzy little man Peach.
I've been arrogant, and I apologize.
I am humble in general.
Oh, yeah.
Dumbass.
I've got the style and profile like never before. Let me go on record as telling the whole world to be the man. You gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo! I got that Ric Flair. Woo! I got that Ric Flair.
Come out, Craig. Do you have any matches? Try setting it on fire.
Giggity, giggity.
My dear friends, my family, you already know. This terrific Tuesday morning and this entire day deserves.
Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Woo! Love you all so damn much. Big hugs, firm handshakes all around, much love and respect. Make it a terrific Tuesday, you legends, and we'll see you after dinner. Thank you again. Bye-bye.